gonna get worse. And then Americans are on edge right now. One of the ways we're seeing that play out are all these innocent folks just getting shot up for the dumbest reasons by paranoid maniacs. It feels like the things that used to shock us have now made us numb and have become normal. And we've now got yet another story in this category, this time with a guy who shot a little girl in the back of the head for playing hide and seek on his property. Reportedly, 58-year-old David Doyle says he took out his gun when he saw, quote, shadows outside his home in a rural Louisiana town. So he went out there, saw people running away from his house, and he just let the bullets fly, with him hitting the 14-year-old, though luckily her injuries were reportedly non-life-threatening. But of course, he's now been arrested and charged with several counts of aggravated this and that. But the American crazy train also doesn't end with him, because we're also hearing about 22-year-old Seth Point, who's waiting at a stoplight in his blue Mustang when he just fucking snaps. He rear ends the SUV in front of him, then lurching back and slamming into the pickup truck behind him. And as the woman in the SUV gets out, he apparently tries to drive away, but crashes into a box truck in another lane instead. But it's not over yet, because he backs up, going over the median and smashing into a Porsche, driving in the opposite direction, with him then coming full circle with all the grace and elegance, once again plowing into the first SUV, forcing it forward several feet. And so now Seth has been charged with felony assault with a deadly weapon. And this guy just seemingly filled with so much rage, and it also doesn't feel like he's alone. Even if it's anecdotal, it just seems like there's an extra amount of people out there right now responding to the tiniest offense with the nuclear option. And with all this chaos happening, I feel like I have a new best trait. Like, I used to feel bad that I was this non-confrontational introvert, but apparently that's a fucking superpower in America these days. Where I grew up seeing any interaction with another human being as like exhausting work. Turns out my subconscious self-defense system S tier. So yeah, I guess the moral of this story is be careful out there, America, but also don't be careful in the overly aggressive, crazy way that we've seen other people be careful. And then, are you a stan, or are you just a lame-ass bully? That's the question at the center of this news around Selena Gomez fans. Because apparently they're no longer focused on bullying Hailey Bieber, and instead are focusing on Francia Raisa. Right, and Francia, if you don't know, she's an actress. She's on How I Met Your Father, but a lot of people, especially Selena's fans, know her as the friend who donated her kidney to Selena amid her lupus diagnosis in 2017. Right, an absolutely monumental thing to do for anyone, and Francia at the time called it a life-changing experience. But in the years since that happened, there have been headlines and rumors about drama between the two, people wondering if they're throwing shade at one another, if they're even friends anymore, do they hate each other, right? Stuff like that. And so recently, TMZ was like, let's get the answer and/or just instigate something. And so they saw and/or track down Francia on the street, and they started asking her questions about this. But she was plainly refusing to answer questions about Selena.
How's everything going with you and Selena? I know you followed her. You still don't follow her. Are things good with you guys?
Sunday is so fun.
Do you guys talk at all? Are you willing to follow her back? Will you follow her back eventually?
What kind of tree do you think this is? This is sitting on probably avocado, no?
Right, she's just dodging questions left and right, and Selena's fans seemingly didn't respond well to this. And if you head to her Instagram, it's not hard to find people saying negative, nasty, horrible things to her. Which brings us to yesterday with TMZ posting a clip of her talking to that same paparazzo, with her telling him that their previous conversation caused a big mess for her.
I didn't mean to do all that, but you know, it happened.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure no one means to do anything, but you know, now
Okay.
we're being bullied like
What's
crazy.
new?
He then asked what kind of comments she's been receiving, to which she said,
I think the one that probably hurt the most was,
Yeah.
I hope someone goes up your and rips out your other kidney.
with her adding that given everything, she doesn't feel like talking to TMZ, but the only thing she wanted to add was that bullying is never okay.
In no way, shape, or form does anyone condone bullying.
Yeah.
Especially Selena.
Yeah.
She literally has a whole nonprofit dedicated to mental health.
Okay.
She's literally out there saying, please stop.
Uh-huh.
So I don't understand why it's not stopping, not just for me,
Yeah.
but for others that are also
Yeah.
being antagonized.
And that last bit likely referencing the Hailey Bieber drama from earlier this year, with tons of people attacking Hailey in the defense of Selena. But it got so out of hand that Hailey got death threats and Selena had to tell her fans to knock it off. Which, yes, this is a story about Selena Gomez's fans, but it's also a conversation about stan culture in general. Because there's really been no shortage of examples of how quickly people move to bully and harass others online, and how people are using fandoms as a weapon. Or you've seen Taylor Swift stans going after the men they think her songs are about. In the same vein, you had Olivia Rodrigo fans going after her ex, Harry Styles fans going after Olivia Wilde. And often these things just take on a life of their own. Or even when you have people like Selena saying, stop it, you end up seeing examples of stans breaking down the way she said it, and, you know, did she actually mean it? Was she actually calling it for this, or was it actually another jab? And understand, I'm not saying that if you're a fan of any of the people mentioned, or, you know, there's so many people we didn't even mention in this story, I'm not saying, like, you're a bad person. I understand why so many people don't speak out against this, because it's horrifying to see a massive mob go after you. That's why with this whole situation, I gotta pass the question off to you. What are your thoughts on this? Right, and I ask this whether you're part of or outside of general stan culture. And then, okay, picture this. You're on a business trip. It's late. You're tired. You peel off your socks. You flop into bed at a cozy Hilton hotel. You fall into a deep sleep, and then you have a weird dream. All of a sudden, you feel wet. There's like wet sounds, your feet kind of tickle. And when you wake up, you realize, oh, I'm not in a dream, I'm in a nightmare. Because you find a man at the end of your bed actually licking your toes. What do you do in this situation? Well, for Air Force veteran Peter Brennan, who this was not a hypothetical question for, his answer was to scream. With this all going down at 5 a.m. at the Hilton Downtown Hotel in Nashville. And this wasn't some random passerby that found his way into the room. He sees a man in a uniform with a name tag, and so he yells, "Who are you? Why are you in my room? What are you doing here?" It's like the man actually did talk to him, but he didn't give any substantive answers. The intruder then fleeing, with Brennan going to hotel security but saying that they didn't take him seriously. So instead, he calls the cops, and after investigating, they find that the suspect was actually David Neal, the hotel's night manager, with Brennan believing that this creep made a clone of his key card to get into his room, and so now he's suing him and the hotel. So one, I'm sorry if I just unlocked a new fear, or possibly kink for some of you, which remember, it's only a kink if it's consensual, otherwise a crime. And two, apparently use every latch thing, whatever you can put on a door, and then maybe even barricade it. Because apparently at some point in the last decade, all the weirdos were like, now's my time, I'm gonna go for it. And then, I wanna thank Seed for sponsoring this video during Digestive Health Month. Do you know that your inputs such as food and probiotics have direct correlation to your outputs? That's why it's so important to eat foods that nourish your gut microbiome while also taking a scientifically validated synbiotic. And after a year of taking Seed's DS-01 Daily Synbiotic, I can tell you it's the real deal. Probiotics are a science. It's important that they're developed, manufactured, and vetted with scientific rigor and precision. And thanks to their ViaCap delivery technology, a unique capsule design, Seed's DS-01 requires no refrigeration, and the probiotic strains actually make it to your colon with 100% survivability. Seed's DS-01 also provides benefits beyond the gut, like healthy regularity, eased bloating, heart health, skin health, and more. And during Digestive Health Month, Seed's offering a whopping 40% off your first month. You'll receive this 30-day supply, refillable glass jar, and travel vial. And after that, they send sustainably packaged refills. So make the change this spring. Go to seed.com/DeFranco and use code DeFranco at checkout to get 40% off your first order of Seed's DS-01 Daily Symbiotic and free shipping. And then, Trump was just found liable in a civil rape trial, with the jury awarding E. Jean Carroll with $5 million in damages. Now notably, this verdict, which came after just 3 hours of deliberation, is civil, not criminal, meaning that even though the accusation at hand is about a rape, Donald Trump here has not been convicted and doesn't face any jail time for this. And as the New York Times explained, Carroll alleged that Donald Trump sexually assaulted her in the dressing room of a luxury department store, with Carroll suing Trump for battery and defamation, with the defamation claim stemming from a 2022 post on Truth Social in which Trump called Miss Carroll's case a complete con job and a hoax and a lie. And with his story breaking just before I upload it today, obviously we're gonna have to keep our eyes on this, both for this specific situation, but also to see what else comes from this, because of course, at least 26 women have accused Donald Trump of sexual misconduct or assault, especially as even part of this Carroll suit's only been made possible recently. Right, as Axios noted, Carroll was only allowed to sue Trump for battery as of last November, because that's when New York's Adult Survivors Act went into effect, which allows adult survivors of sexual violence to sue over attacks that occurred decades ago. And then, a new battle over food delivery is currently underway. In places like New York City, tens of thousands of food orders are made every day, despite the fact that officials are actively working against the delivery worker. But the city of New York reportedly placed more than 30 million delivery orders in the last 3 months of 2021 alone. And the Upper West Side specifically placed 1.2 million orders in that time, which comes to around 14,000 orders per day. But despite, or maybe even because these millions of orders, members of the Upper West Side Neighborhood Civic Panel Community Board 7, they've been actively working against delivery workers. I mean, they're messing with every opportunity created to help them, including vehemently opposing a non-binding resolution which would encourage restaurants to allow delivery drivers to access their restrooms, with a resolution suggesting that if the restaurant refused, it should be noted when the business asked for the support of the community board in applying for a street cafe or liquor license. But that's just one example. Community Board 7 also voted against the transformation of a vacant newsstand into a rest and charging station for delivery workers, as well as delaying a plan for protected crosstown bike lanes. And as these numbers surface, we saw more conversation coming out about the struggles of being a delivery worker in the city, with the executive director of Workers' Justice Project saying, "These numbers confirm what we already know. Delivery workers brave rain, snow, and sleet to fulfill millions of deliveries and keep New Yorkers fed," which is also why you have activists advocating not only for places to rest and recharge and protected biking infrastructure, but also for fair compensation, which when you look at the numbers, it makes sense. According to the Department of Consumer and Worker Protection, delivery workers' base pay was just over $7 an hour in the last quarter of 2021. And with that, a number of solutions have been offered. I mean, one of the big swings, there's a proposed rule for a $23.82 minimum wage for food delivery workers introduced last November. But recently, back in March, that got revised, dropping the number to $19.96 an hour by 2025, which, hey, I'll say I have no idea what the proper pay rate should be for this job. But this whole situation, I think, does highlight an issue we see kind of pop up over and over in different places. People or groups of people who use a service making life harder for the people that actually provide that service. And then, hell may have frozen over because some Texas lawmakers are at least considering some changes to their gun laws, and it's not like every baby gets a free AR-15 style weapon. Instead, in the House, 2 Republicans on the 13-member House Select Committee have broken with their party and voted with their Democratic colleagues to push a bill that would raise the age of buying AR-15 style weapons from 18 to 21. And this was a really unexpected surprise for Democrats in the Republican-dominated House, as the committee wasn't even scheduled to meet yesterday. Though, to be clear, this does not mean it'll be smooth sailing from here. The bill still has to actually pass the House before its legislative session ends this Thursday, although the Dems think they have some procedures to extend that to the 29th. But even after that, it would have to then get to the Senate and then survive any vetoes from Abbott. And even then, while it is some sort of gun reform, it's not what many gun control activists really want. Right? It doesn't change the type of firearms that are available, their calibers, the size of their magazines, or a plethora of other features they've sought to ban. But considering this is Texas we're talking about, and literally any type of potential restriction on a firearm, still unexpected. And then I've got an absolutely insane update today to one of the weirdest stories we've covered. You know, about 2 weeks ago, I talked about that crazy Kenyan death cult that encouraged its followers to starve to death. Although, on that note, autopsies are revealing that they didn't just let followers starve, instead some were just strangled to death. And it also increasingly is looking like killing them wasn't just for some twisted religious reason, with those same autopsies also showing that many victims are missing organs, leading police to believe that the cult was actually engaged in forced organ harvesting. And so taken all together, police claim that this cult was a highly organized crime syndicate and that there were likely more graves out there, which could bring the death toll to well above 133. And then, is this a political witch hunt or just consequences for action? So we're talking about Pakistan's former Prime Minister Imran Khan being arrested today, and all across the country, his supporters have brought things to a standstill, with Khan's arrest coming as part of an investigation into the role he and his wife allegedly played in the Al-Qadir University Trust, which the quick version is that Khan and his wife allegedly made a quid pro quo deal with a real estate tycoon for land in order to build an educational institute for the trust, and in the end, that supposedly cost the country $239 million. Though Khan has denied any wrongdoing, and everything about this case has been very controversial. For starters, his supporters claim that these charges are just politically motivated, as Khan was only ousted from power last year in a parliamentary no-confidence vote that he claimed was a plot by opposition parties, the military, and even the US, although he later withdrew his accusations against America. And on top of that, there's a question about the legality of the arrest itself. Right? Under recent rules changes, those accused by the country's anti-corruption authorities can only be arrested if they've ignored multiple warnings from the agency and intentionally avoid getting arrested. Now, government officials, they claim that Khan had been given multiple notices and then an arrest warrant was issued on May 1st, and saying because he allegedly refused to cooperate, they had to send the police to forcibly arrest him. However, Khan's supporters and his party are adamant that there were no warnings ever sent and that an arrest warrant was never actually issued, which of course would make this arrest illegal, some even claiming that this man was just kidnapped. So it's not surprising to see that throughout every major city there, his supporters have poured onto the streets. And while things have been relatively peaceful in most cities, in others, protesters have ransacked military officials' houses, and there are increasing reports that police and protesters are clashing. But also, the much bigger general reality is that the entire situation is incredibly tense and things could easily escalate, especially when you consider that this is just the start of the problems for Khan, right? Since losing power last year, the Al-Qadir case is just one of over 100 cases being brought against Khan, with him also being accused of pretty much everything: corruption charges, terrorism, even blasphemy. But for now, we're gonna have to wait to see what happens here, both for Khan, but also for Pakistan itself, right? We're talking about a situation that could destabilize for a number of reasons. And that's actually where today's show ends. But friendly reminder, you're getting 2 for the price of 1, which is also free, because in addition to your daily Philip DeFranco show, I've been giving you morning news videos. So just click or tap.
Ich glaube, ich habe Lust, mir das Video von Kuchen anzugucken. Mois ist die schlimmste Manipulation. Ich habe den ganzen Mois-Kram verfolgt, muss ich gestehen. Ich weiß nicht, wie ihr da so aktuell in dem Thema drin seid. Das war natürlich etwas, in der Woche ist sowieso relativ viel passiert. Da war die Sache mit Mois, dann war die Sache mit Flesk oder Bless, dem rothaarigen Zopfträger, der K.O. beim Box-Event gegangen ist. Boah, es waren so viele Themen auf einmal. Es war wochenlang ruhig und dann auf einmal innerhalb von kürzester Zeit war so viel los. 11 Minuten 7 kann man sich eigentlich reinziehen, würde ich sagen.
Jo Freunde der Abzocke, ich habe bereits 2 Videos zur Mois Maestro-Thematik hochgeladen. Allerdings hat Mois in letzter Zeit
wieder gut mit Kuchen. Ich habe nie ein Problem mit Kuchen gehabt, muss aber nichtsdestotrotz sagen, und da scheiden sich die Geister. Er ist ein Meinungsblocker und er kann natürlich über alles und jeden Videos machen, wie er Lust hat, und auch über Freunde, aber nichtsdestotrotz, und das hatte ich ja schon mal gesagt, das habe ich ihm auch persönlich gesagt, bin ich der Meinung, dass in gewissen Thematiken, die er über mich auch gebracht hat, er sich hätte vorher schon mal bei mir melden können, um gewisse Dinge zu erfragen, ob sie denn wirklich so gewesen sind oder nicht. Und auch wenn wir längere Zeit keinen Kontakt mehr gehabt haben, hatte er meine Nummer, wo er mich erreichen hätte können, wenn er es machen wollte. 11 Minuten im Pedo anschauen, gut, kein Problem. 34 Monate, Permaban. Bevor du das Wort bei mir im Chat verwendest, informier dich bitte erstmal, was das überhaupt bedeutet. Das lasse ich mir überhaupt nicht gefallen, Digga. So, lieber.
wieder so dumme, weirde Aktionen gemacht, dass ich dazu einfach noch etwas sagen möchte. Vielleicht noch mal ganz kurz zusammengefasst, was überhaupt passiert ist. Vor 2 Wochen hat Maestro ein 80 Minuten Exposed-Video über Mois hochgeladen.
Das hat reingeknallt, Digga. Das habe ich mir größtenteils auch reingezogen. Wenn man jetzt erstmal die Bewertung für sich alleine sprechen lässt, fast 40.000 Daumen nach oben, nur 2400 nach unten. Bei einer Person wie Maestro, die, ich will jetzt nicht sagen, Maestro war nicht ein Sidekick von Mois, aber nichtsdestotrotz würde man ja immer erstmal denken, wenn eine große Person von jemandem gehatet wird, von der kleiner ist, dann kriegt das Video in den meisten Fällen trotzdem immer nochmal auf jeden Fall auch gut Dislikes, weil die Leute immer an ihrem Idol festhängen. Aber das war jetzt hier nicht der Fall, ne?
Wo er gezeigt hat, dass Mois ihn über die Jahre komplett reingelegt hat, hinter seinem Rücken schlecht über ihn geredet hat, er die ganze Zeit sein Geld nicht bekommen hat und er quasi einfach der schlechteste Freund gewesen ist, den man sich wünschen kann. Mois hat dann mehrere Statements hochgeladen, von denen eins wirklich schlechter war als das andere. Anschließend haben sich dann auch noch Leute wie Sinan G oder Ruslan, sein Cutter, gemeldet, die Vorwürfe gegen Mois nochmal bestätigt haben. Dann gab es jetzt ein neues Statement, und zwar
Ja, das habe ich auch gesehen, Digga. Das war nicht so nice. Vor allen Dingen, dass er zum Schluss den Kanal Maestro schenken wollte. Also das habe ich gar nicht gefühlt, Digga.
letztes Video auf dem Mois-Kanal. Und der Anfang hat eigentlich tatsächlich sehr positiv gewirkt. Er sagt nämlich das hier.
Aber ein Teil der Lösung war zwischen mir und Maestro, dass ich quasi komplett die Hosen runterlasse. Also ich muss euch quasi dann alles erzählen. Das werde ich in diesem Video auch tun.
Allerdings, man kann es sich ja denken, es ist Mois. Er reißt alles aus dem Zusammenhang, gibt Sachverhalte nicht richtig wieder, versucht sich als Ehrenmann darzustellen und labert super viel Müll. Unter anderem war ja ein Punkt von Maestro, dass ihm eigentlich in der Keller GmbH 50% der Einnahmen versprochen worden sind, die er aber nie bekommen hat. Maestro hat dann geschätzt, dass Mois in der Zeit ungefähr 5 Millionen Euro verdient hat. Mois zeigt jetzt seine YouTube-Einnahmen, um das Ganze zu entkräften.
Meine Analytics nicht auf die letzten 28 Tage, sondern seit der Erstellung. Also ich werde euch 2 Datensätze zeigen. Einmal seit der Erstellung, und das ist sprich der erste Tag, an dem ich YouTube angefangen habe, bis heute, was ich mit YouTube verdient habe. Jeder Cent, den ich je verdient habe, okay? Und das...
Ich muss sagen, ich höre Mois eigentlich echt gerne beim Reden zu. Es wird viel gesagt, aber irgendwie war man danach nicht wirklich erleuchtet.
Das sind nicht wie anticipated 5 Millionen Euro.
Ja, seht ihr, Mois hat ja gar keine 5 Millionen Euro verdient, sondern nur 1,6 Millionen. Hat er uns ja gezeigt. Weil Mois hat sicherlich außerhalb von YouTube-Werbeeinnahmen noch nie irgendwie einen einzigen Cent gemacht. Was ist denn mit den ganzen...
Mal kurz, haben wir schon mal bei mir bei Spontaner Black geguckt, was ich jemals verdient habe? Haben wir schon mal gemacht? Seit Erstellung, Digga. Okay. Buff. Gut, wir gucken weiter.
ganzen Streams früher, die ganzen Placements, Sponsorings, irgendwelche...
Also, man muss dazu sagen, okay, bitte, ganz kurz. Hälfte Vaterstaat plus 10% noch an Management. Also bin ich doch ein armer Schlucker.
Merch-Artikel, Klamotten und alles, was noch so dazugehört. Er zeigt halt wirklich die YouTube-Einnahmen und sagt, nee, guck, so viel Geld war
Paluten macht das in einem Monat, Real Rap.
das ja gar nicht. Diese 1,6 Millionen Euro als Gesamtumsatz machen auch einfach überhaupt keinen Sinn. Später in dem Video zeigt er nämlich, dass er wohl Steuerschulden hat. Und zwar ungefähr 800.000 Euro. Wenn er 800.000 Euro Steuerschulden hat, aber gerade mal 1,6 Millionen überhaupt eingenommen hat, dann wäre alleine das ein Steuersatz von 50%, der in Deutschland gar nicht existiert. Dazu hat er ja auch voll viele Sachen abgesetzt, wie zum Beispiel Mitarbeiter, Büro, andere Ausgaben.
Also das möchte ich nochmal ganz kurz aufklären. Es existiert in Deutschland zwar nicht der Höchststeuersatz von 50%, sondern was ist der höchste? 47, 46, 42? Ich weiß es nicht, keine Ahnung. Was ist nochmal der Höchststeuersatz? 45%, glaube ich, ne? Aber ihr dürft nicht vergessen, es kommt ja nicht nur noch, es kommt nicht auf die 45% Steuern, du musst noch Gewerbesteuern zahlen und. Am Ende, wenn ich sag's euch so, wie es ist, und das müsst ihr bitte endlich mal verstehen. Wenn du 100.000 einnimmst, von 100.000 bleiben dir effektiv am Ende, sagen wir mal, etwas unter der Hälfte. Das ist so. Der Höchststeuersatz in Deutschland ist 45%, aber du hörst ja nicht auf bei 45%, sondern du musst noch andere Dinge bezahlen. Gewerbesteuer, die meisten von euch haben da wahrscheinlich noch nichts von gehört, aber Gewerbesteuer knallt richtig rein. Das knallt richtig rein, Digga. Im Grunde 60-40, ja, gefühlt kannst du es so sagen, ja.
Das kann gar nicht sein, dass er nur 1,6 Millionen verdient hat, wenn er 800.000 Euro Steuerschulden hat. Dazu kam das Geld ja auch noch über mehrere Jahre rein und er wird ja auch nicht immer den Höchststeuersatz gezahlt haben. Also jetzt mal wirklich, wie kann man so schlecht lügen? In einem anderen Punkt geht es darum, dass Maestro ja aus dieser Keller GmbH als Gesellschafter rausgeworfen wurde. Und eigentlich dachten wir alle, dass das voll der ehrenlose Move ist, aber Mois hat wirklich einfach das Richtige getan. Das sagt er hier selber.
Ihr habt gesehen, eingenommen wurde ca. 1,6 Millionen Euro bis heute. Für die Vergehen der Firma sind Geschäftsführer in einer GmbH zwar nicht haftbar, aber wenn der Geschäftsführer Fehler begeht, die dazu beigetragen haben, dass die GmbH kaputt gegangen ist und vielleicht Insolvenz gehen muss, für diese Fehler wird ein Geschäftsführer schon belangt. In dieser Firma gab es zu einem gewissen Zeitpunkt auch Attila als Geschäftsführer und mich. Und diese Schulden habe heute ich. Wäre er sogar bis Ende dieser Firma in dieser Firma geblieben, hätten wir beide über 400.000 Euro Schulden.
Ja, ich weiß nicht, ob da jetzt Maestro für auf die Knie gehen soll und dankbar sein soll, aber ändert ja nichts daran, dass es darum ging, dass er nicht bezahlt worden ist.
Und diese Schulden begleiche ich.
Mois ist so nett. Dadurch, dass er Maestro rausgeworfen hat, nachdem er ihn jahrelang nicht bezahlt hat, muss Maestro nicht die Schulden übernehmen, für die Mois ganz alleine verantwortlich ist. Der Typ ist so ein Ehrenmann. Also erstmal ändert das überhaupt nichts an der Tatsache, dass du Maestro über Jahre einfach überhaupt nicht bezahlt hast. Das ist schon mal das Erste. Dazu müssen auch nicht zwangsweise alle Gesellschafter zur Verantwortung gezogen werden. Maestro könnte ja vor Gericht beweisen, dass er nie bezahlt worden ist und dass du ganz alleine für die Finanzen zuständig gewesen bist. Selbst wenn Maestro...
Also letztendlich, ich kann natürlich nicht viel zu der Thematik sagen, weil letztendlich wissen nur die Leute, die in dem Geschehen waren, wie es wirklich war. Richtig? Ich kann nur eine Sache sagen, okay? Und damit lehne ich mich weit aus dem Fenster, aber es ist das, wie ich es fühle. Und wie ich es auch weiß. Leute reden über Pferd, aber mein Esel. Leute reden über Dinge, sagen A, mein aber B. Damit will ich euch sagen, glaubt nicht alles, was Leute euch erzählen. Diese ganze Szene nicht darauf bezogen, insgesamt. Es wird euch doch immer nur das erzählt, was ihr hören sollt. Versteht ihr, was ich meine?
weiter Gesellschafter geblieben wäre, dann hätte er wahrscheinlich nicht diese Sachen zahlen müssen, da er beweisen konnte, dass du das alleine gemacht hast. Also auch hier manipuliert er einfach bis zum geht nicht mehr, um sich irgendwie als Ehremann hinzustellen. Obwohl er...
Ja? Ja, warte, ich komme kurz weg, ich bin sofort wieder da. Ich muss kurz meinen Nachbarn einmal zur Tür bringen. Der verfickte Monitor, das Problem gehen wir gleich an. Und ansonsten schreibt Team bei Twitter. So, wieder da. Also was ich euch damit nur sagen wollte gerade ist, um jemandem Glauben zu schenken, muss man sich auch das erstmal erarbeiten. Versteht ihr, wie ich meine? Nur weil jemand euch sagt, er redet die Wahrheit, heißt es nicht, dass er die Wahrheit redet. Und wenn jemand, egal auf wen bezogen jetzt, sich rauskristallisiert, dass diese Person in der Vergangenheit oder auch in der Gegenwart lügt, warum sollte ich ihm dann glauben, wenn er zu mir sagt, ich rede die Wahrheit? Ich selber kann nur sagen, mir haben schon so oft Leute ins Gesicht gesagt, sie reden die Wahrheit und ich wusste, sie lügen. Leute haben auch kein Schamgefühl mehr bei sowas. Weiter geht's.
Am Anfang ja extra gesagt hat, dass er jetzt 100% Real Talk raushaut. Dann kommt eine Aktion von Mois, wo man im ersten Moment so denkt, boah Digga, das ist ja ultra korrekt, macht er das wirklich? Was aber einfach wieder absolut manipulativ, lächerlich und falsch ist.
Und deswegen werde ich diesen Kanal in Maestro umbenennen. Und das ist mein Angebot an dich, Maestro, damit du das Gewicht meiner Worte vielleicht jetzt verstehst, wie egal mir das ist. Der Kanal gehört dir, es ist alles gut. Wenn du ihn wirklich brauchst und jetzt Content durchziehst, weil ich höre, du hast auch Schulden und dein Hack, ich hoffe, du denkst jetzt nicht mehr, dass ich dein Hack gegessen habe.
Wie gesagt, ich habe Mois nie persönlich kennengelernt, aber als ich das Video gesehen habe und das so gehört habe, habe ich gedacht, Diggi, das ist so Quatsch mit Soße.
Mois hat seinen Kanal direkt, als er das Video hochgeladen hat, in Maestro umbenannt und hat halt jetzt gesagt, dass Maestro den Kanal haben kann. Am Anfang könnte man sich...
Diggi, du willst doch nicht deinen Hack auf einem Kanal verdienen, den du dir selber nicht richtig aufgebaut hast, wo die Leute abonniert haben, weil sie Videos von Mois sehen wollen. Das ist so, Digga, das fühle ich auch, also hätte ich auch auf gar keinen Fall angenommen, Digga. Nennen wir ihn einfach jetzt Mayonnaise. Jalla, ich kann den Meastro, Digga, ich kann diesen Namen nicht aussprechen. Es tut mir auch leid, kein Disrespekt.
Boah, das ist ja eine ultra krasse Aktion, dass er einfach einen Account mit 2 Millionen Abonnenten verschenkt. Wenn man aber mal so drüber nachdenkt, ist das einfach die schlechteste, manipulativste Aktion, die Mois jemals durchgezogen hat. Das erste Problem ist, dass das ja mit Maestro überhaupt nicht abgesprochen ist. Dadurch, dass der Kanal aber schon Maestro hieß, konnte man den richtigen Kanal von Maestro schlechter finden. Denn wenn man jetzt Maestro bei YouTube eingegeben hat, dann kam halt zuerst der Kanal von Mois, der jetzt Maestro heißt, weil der natürlich eine größere Reichweite hat. Also wurden auch eher die Videos von Mois vorgeschlagen, weil die natürlich auch mehr Klicks hatten. Das heißt, man konnte die Videos von Maestro viel schwerer finden und dadurch sind vielleicht auch einige Leute nicht so krass auf diesen Skandal aufmerksam geworden. Dazu ist natürlich der Plan von Mois gewesen, sich einfach als Ehrenmann hinzustellen. Denn auch er wusste natürlich zu 100%, dass Maestro das Ganze nicht annehmen wird. Das wäre für Maestro absolut negativ gewesen. Erstmal ist es ja der Kanal von Mois. Selbst wenn Maestro jetzt anfangen würde, da Videos hochzuladen, würden sich die Leute ja nicht für Maestro interessieren. Also viele Abonnenten würden gehen, die Klicks würden extrem runtergehen und dann...
Das ist im Übrigen so, warte mal ganz kurz, da hat ApoRed auch die super Idee gehabt. Yalla Gang. Das ist der ehemalige YouTube-Kanal von ApoRed. Den hat er verkauft an die Yalla Gang. Die letzten 30 Tage 909 Aufrufe. Also, Digga, das macht gar keinen Sinn.
Dann durch den Algorithmus wäre der Kanal einfach irgendwann tot. Dazu hat Maestro ja in den ganzen Videos gesagt, dass es ihm jetzt nicht darum geht, dass er sein Geld oder sonst irgendwas möchte. Er will einfach nur seine Ruhe vor Mois haben. Wenn er jetzt diesen Kanal nehmen würde, würde er für viele wieder super unsympathisch dastehen, weil es ja dann doch den Anschein macht, dass es ihm nur um das Finanzielle gehen würde. Maestro hat dann auch ein Statement bei Instagram hochgeladen und ja, der Mois ist also wirklich ein absolut komischer Typ. Ja, schauen wir einfach mal rein.
Ich habe dann gesagt, guck mal, ich möchte gar nichts von dir. Bitte benenn den Kanal zurück um. Ich will auf jeden Fall, dass dieser Kanal nicht Maestro heißt. Und ja, er hat...
Nee, das war ich nicht, das war aus dem Video.
Hat mir das dann noch versprochen, blende ich euch ein. Auf jeden Fall meinte er, kann ich das bitte am Abend machen? Ich habe gesagt, kein Problem, alles gut. Ja, nee. Am Abend ist es dann wieder nicht passiert, der hieß immer noch Maestro und Leute dachten, ich habe ihn angenommen, haben mich beleidigt dafür und so. Ich habe ihn nochmal angeschrieben, daraufhin hat er mir wieder gesagt, ich mache das gleich, ein Video kommt. Das Video ist nie gekommen. Heute bin ich aufgestanden, der hieß immer noch Maestro.
Trotz der mehrfachen Aufforderung und auch der Zustimmung von Mois, den Kanal wieder umzubenennen, hat er das Ganze einfach nicht gemacht. Da merkt man halt schon dran, dass es ihm überhaupt nicht darum ging, dass jetzt Maestro dann diesen Kanal wirklich bekommt, sondern er wahrscheinlich einfach nur wollte, dass in der Zeit so wenig Leute wie möglich auf den Kanal von Maestro kommen, weil seine Videos natürlich gerade einfach eine riesen Reichweite haben. Maestro hat sich dann irgendwann die Login-Daten geben lassen und hat den Kanal dann selber umbenannt. Dafür wurde er von Mois dann sogar noch beleidigt.
Lange Rede, kurzer Sinn, er hat mich daraufhin gefrontet und hat zu mir gesagt,
Ganz komisch, Mann.
Mois Kid und Mois die.
Der macht extra gleiche Name wie auf andere Kanal, damit sogar meine Zukunft nicht läuft. Möge Allah. Ach, Digga.
Die Kids, sein neuer Kanal, sind sich so ähnlich und ich will ihm damit schaden, dass ich diesen neuen Kanal quasi ähnlich benenne. So. Dabei hat er ihn davor Maestro genannt, 1:1 wie mein Kanal heißt. Das auf einmal war es ein Schaden, wie man das so macht. Als er es gemacht hat, war das cool so.
Also, Mois nennt den Kanal ohne Absprache in Maestro um, der genauso hieß wie der andere Kanal von Maestro. Das war in Ordnung. Aber wenn Maestro den Kanal dann wieder umbenennt und der so ähnlich klingt wie der neue Kanal von Mois, dann geht das auf einmal gar nicht fit. Also das ist zum Glück auch gar keine Doppelmoral oder so. Generell versucht er das ganze Thema rund um diese Hackgeschichte und so weiter jetzt mega peinlich ins Lächerliche zu ziehen. Also Mois, nicht Maestro. Er hat ja jetzt einen neuen Kanal und da hat er beispielsweise ein Video hochgeladen mit dem Titel Maestro, dein Hack. Ja, wir gucken da einfach rein.
Hallo Mois. Hier ist der Bilal aus der indischen Küche. So, guck mal einmal zu. Du warst bei mir, hast mit 4 Personen bei mir gegessen. Und ich möchte, dass du zu mir kommst und mir meinen Hack gibst. Ansonsten mache ich noch weitere Videos. Du weißt, ich bin kein Mensch, der Videos macht, der im Netz steht oder egal wo. Komm einfach vorbei. Ich biete dir auch einen Job an und arbeite bei mir.
Er arbeitet halt einen Tag in diesem Laden unter dem Vorwand, dass er da irgendwie nicht bezahlt hat und zieht das Ganze natürlich einfach ins Lächerliche. Dazu ist das Ganze auch absolut schlecht geschauspielert und kommt richtig cringe rüber. Ich meine, hier alleine mal der Anfang.
Wie soll ich das wieder gut machen?
Ja, kochen, liefern, volles Programm. Auch mit Putzen.
Mit Putzen?
Mit Putzen diesmal.
Wie viele Menschen waren wir, als wir hier
4
gegessen haben?
Personen, eigentlich schuldest du mir 4 Tage, aber wir reduzieren das heute auf einen Tag.
Ich habe jetzt auch keine 2 Millionen Abonnenten mehr.
11.000 Dislikes. Mich schrecken eher die 14.000 Likes nach oben ab, Digga.
Ist nicht schlimm.
Ja?
Mich interessieren deine Abonnenten nicht.
Stark, stark. Okay, ich kann Teller waschen.
Der Titel hat auch wirklich nichts mit dem Inhalt zu tun, weil es logischerweise nicht einen einzigen Augenblick um Maestro geht. Es ist einfach nur billigster Clickbait. Was natürlich auch einfach darauf abzielt, jetzt diese ganze Geschichte mit diesem Hack ins Lächerliche zu ziehen, damit man dann später ernste Anschuldigungen nicht mehr von solchen Jokes unterscheiden kann. Das Ganze ändert ja auch immer noch nichts daran, dass Mois, Maestro und Co. über Jahre abgezogen hat, überhaupt nicht bezahlt hat und so weiter, dass er schlecht hinter dem Rücken von anderen geredet hat und alles, was dazugehört. Mois Plan ist einfach momentan, das Ganze als Lächerlichkeit abzustempeln, damit die Leute wieder drüber lachen und er seinen Ruf jetzt wieder verbessern kann. Und das Traurige ist, es ist halt nun mal YouTube und es wird halt auch einfach klappen. Alles, was er jetzt macht, ist einfach nur noch manipulativ, um diese Vorwürfe so schnell wie möglich wegzubekommen. Was wirklich sehr schade ist, denn eigentlich hat der Maestro ja am Telefon versprochen, dass er eine richtige Entschuldigung dreht, dass es ihm wirklich leid tut und dass er 100%igen Real Talk raushaut, was halt auch bis jetzt wieder nicht passiert ist. Mois ist halt wirklich ein absolut falscher Mensch. Das hat er mit den letzten Videos, die er in der Woche gedreht hat, absolut bewiesen. Ich finde es eigentlich unfassbar, dass der Typ immer noch von so vielen Leuten gefeiert wird. Auch der Grund, warum er den neuen Kanal gemacht hat, könnte theoretisch auch sein, dass er jetzt wieder sein persönliches AdSense-Konto nehmen kann und nicht das von der Keller GmbH, wo der Mois-Kanal wahrscheinlich drauf läuft und das Geld nicht gefändet wird, weil das eine gehört ja der GmbH, das andere ist Privatperson, könnte ich mir zumindest vorstellen, dass er auch da keine gute Absicht hinter hatte. Was sagt ihr dazu? Schreibt mir eure Meinung gerne in die Kommentare. Wir sehen uns.
Ich habe Mois nie kennengelernt. Ich kann ihn nicht einschätzen als Typ Mensch. Ich kann nur das aufnehmen oder das beurteilen, was hier im Internet passiert. Und da muss ich leider Kuchen zustimmen, dass man nicht den Eindruck hat, dass Mois ehrlich war und vieles von dem, was er erzählt hat, irgendwie nur bla bla war. Am Ende des Tages weiß Mois es am besten, Maestro weiß es am besten. Aber nur weil jemand A sagt, muss er nicht auch A meinen, er kann auch B meinen oder C meinen. Nicht alles, was glänzt, ist Gold, versteht ihr, wie ich meine? Aber am Ende, man weiß auch nicht, jetzt auch am Marihuana, was er geraucht hat, dass er da vielleicht eine kleine Psychose hat oder so. Ich weiß nicht, kann es nicht beurteilen, ich weiß, keine Ahnung.
I'm not going to ask a body count, but if she's got OnlyFans, I'm not interested. That's, if you're saying that in chat, that's great. But if you're an incel who's like 32 years old and you've never even a girl before, and a girl like this comes up to you and she's like, hey, we can date, but I do OnlyFans, you're lying to yourself if you're going to say you'd say no. The reality is that she's probably not going to be interested in you, Chief. Like, that's also like another delusion. Like, a lot of these people will be sitting here, like, you know, 5'7" dude, weighs 240 pounds, just moved out of mom and dad's house yesterday because grandma and grandpa died, and they've got an extra house for them to pretend taking care of and living in, right? Did like 2 years at a community college, got no degree, and plays a ton of League of Legends, is online saying shit like, I don't think I would ever be with a girl that does OnlyFans because they're f***ing sluts. Meanwhile, he spends more money on OnlyFans than he would ever spend on a woman in his entire life, right? Like,
and I've seen some of the boyfriends that star in their girlfriend's shit on OF. And,
sure, yeah,
that's completely correct.
Don't know if it's going to exist for me.
Don't you want a guy that says get off of that?
Yeah.
That would
You
say
mean like
you
if
don't
he gave me
deserve
money
that.
to
I mean, is
supplement?
that what you want? Is that what you're looking for?
I don't want to do nothing. That's the thing.
Well, you don't have to do nothing. Like, is it nothing on OnlyFans or nothing like?
No, like I don't want a man to just be like, all right, I'm going to save you and give
the
me
amount of girls and guys that believe in this red pill shit is very small. It's just blown up because of social media. Yeah, I know. Like, and that's the thing too, is I wouldn't mind, I wouldn't care about the red pill guys if they say, here's the thing that would make all the red pill shit acceptable, okay? If you say, this is how I want to run my relationships, this is how I believe it works for me, then that's fine. And if you want to say, like, if you want to say, you know, if you want to say, like, I want a girl that's looking for this, I'm a man that's looking for this, that's fine. Just the cringe thing is when they project it to the entire world and say, every single woman is like this, every single man is like this. Like, it's just so f***ing cringe when they do this shit. Oh my God.
I told you. It was only a matter of time. Alright, what's going on, guys? It's Jev, and we're back here on Call of Duty Vanguard. The consensus worst Call of Duty ever produced. This game is a slap in the face to all Call of Duty players. It's garbage. Nobody likes it. Dead game. Now, the ironic part about all of those things about this game is, number one, they're true. Number two, Modern Warfare 2 is interestingly on par, and by some people's opinion, either slightly better than Vanguard or even slightly worse than Vanguard. So when I asked that question, I really wanted to see how many people really who are currently hating on Modern Warfare 2, the current year installment, is it so bad that you would say it's worse than Vanguard? So we're here over on Vanguard. Now, I'm sure that people wouldn't want to do it, but on yesterday's video, the Call of Duty mobile video, I asked for like 30 or 40,000 likes for me to start doing the camo grind over there. That video almost has 40,000 likes, by the way, which is f***ed up. Thank you for that, though. But if you guys, for whatever reason, want more Vanguard videos in the future, leave a like on this video and let me know. So again, I'm gonna ask, would you rather play Modern Warfare 2, which is in a setting that more people like, has gunplay that more people seem to like more? Modern Warfare 2, in my opinion, has better maps than Vanguard. There's a reason why I played on Das House's shipment the entire year, given I've done that with like the past like 3 or 4 years at this point. But next up, what is the next biggest turnoff about this game? To me, in my opinion, the biggest slap in the face and number one immediately to like the value of the game, this game's campaign, number one, really wasn't that great. It really wasn't. I did a whole playthrough on it. You can go and check it out if you want. But also, the zombies experience was inexcusably bad. I never thought that they would actually produce a game like that. They fucked up on going back to World War II. I actually really love the pace of Vanguard. I'm gonna give Vanguard some credit, and I already had throughout the entire year when I was playing it. Oh, we got a lobby, nice. I love the pace of Vanguard. I know some people cry and complain about, you know, the super fast paces. They don't think that like there's any thought process to it, but in my opinion, I kind of like it that way. So like if a map was shit on this game, you can kind of save the map's pacing by just changing the pacing to blitz. I love combat pacing. I was always a fan of combat pacing. Now some people aren't fans of combat pacing though. They're really not. Oh man. Oh my. Oh my. The movement immediately feels so nice on this game. So one thing that Vanguard has over Modern Warfare 2, movement's better. Combat pacing is there. Movement is better. Whenever I'm giving compliments to this game though, again, understand, Vanguard is a bad Call of Duty. Modern Warfare 2 is boring. Vanguard is a bad game. I think if Vanguard was set in a setting with potentially different maps and things like that for multiplayer, and Sledgehammer wasn't so terrible at like fixing a lot of the problems on here, like they were communicating that they were trying their best, and they said that they fixed something like 3 or 4 times and then it doesn't actually fix it. It was crazy. Hey, remember also, whenever we get Modern Warfare 2.5, 3, whatever at the end of this year, remember that we are working with Sledgehammer here. They are willing to make changes to the game, but we also need to really spell it out for them. I'm talking like whenever you experience a bug, I mean like take all the pictures, take the videos, try to see if you can replicate it or even figure out what is potentially causing it before you even show it to them. It was crazy too because this was how people had to treat Raven over on Modern Warfare Remastered. We had to argue with Raven about how collaterals work. We had Raven telling us that triples and quads weren't possible on Modern Warfare Remastered or the original Call of Duty 4 when we literally had a plethora of montages, hours, days worth of montages and footage of people hitting triples, quads, also having to prove to them that the ACOG did in fact improve your damage. On COD 4, we also had to prove that to them and actually explain to them that having host also made a difference, and you also couldn't do it in private matches. We had to explain the intricacies of the game to the creators. So a lot of people are like, oh, that's so embarrassing for Sledgehammer. It's embarrassing for Activision as a whole. All 3 of the studios are just, at the end of the day, even though I am comparing this game to Modern Warfare 2, at the end of the day, we as the players still just lost. Modern Warfare 2 honestly could be great. It really could have been, but they went this odd route. Now, obviously, the game still has players. There are still people out there that absolutely enjoy the game, but they'd be lying if they said that, you know, they had everybody chomping at the bit to play Modern Warfare 2 with them and be super hype and excited about every single update and that everything was just great. Likely, whenever they look into anything about the game outside of just their own perspective, they would see that literally the game is on fire in terms of public opinion and anyone that actually criticizes it. It isn't just like mindlessly consuming it and only playing, you know, maybe a day or 2 a week or some shit like that, which really is the target audience. So it makes a whole lot of sense why they aim for that kind of stuff. But again, they have so many years in a row where they didn't necessarily aim for that, and it was still a success. So that's where it gets frustrating a long-time player, because you've seen the different ways that they were able to handle the game. You've seen the consistencies and inconsistencies of every single studio and Activision as a whole. And if they would just take different things that were successful and put them together, it would be great. But it just very rarely actually lines up. Game creation is hard. The communication is difficult, especially when it goes through all of these different filters of information and people. It's like that one game where you would tell somebody a rumor or something, and then by the time that rumor goes through like 10 people, it ends up being a completely different rumor by the end of it. I feel like that's the thing that happens with a lot of the communication on this game. But I'm starting to realize that they kind of start accepting those problems with their game and their design as like part of the game's just identity in general. Infinity Ward is especially bad at just like hard committing to bad design ideas. And while it's respectable, it'd be really nice if they actually made a good good design first. I mean, says me, right, the armchair dev. They genuinely think that all of us as players have no idea at all about what could be good or bad for the game just because we don't create it. It's this weird dynamic where they think that basically, like, some developers are literally the only people capable of being able to have a say in whether or not something is or isn't fun or good or bad for the game. Also, while you watch other companies clearly and concisely explain most, if not all, of their changes, and there are no ghost changes either. I'm gonna keep going back to it. Riot Games and League of Legends. None of them are perfect, but they're way more consistent. At least when I played in, like, Season 5. Would very rarely ever find some sort of ghost change that they intentionally made, but didn't include in the patch notes. There would be bugs, there would be things that would happen unintentionally from certain changes, but it was very rare for a character's damage, for example, to change on an ability and that not be noted. Now, I'm really gonna miss the movement on here, but at the same time, I'm happy in a way that, like, I get to save my thumb. I mean, I'm just gonna keep shooting. Honestly, dude, I actually really fuck with Das House. I saw that Ghost of Hope did a poll asking whether or not you would want Shipment again for the year or Das House instead. Honestly, I wouldn't hate Das House. I was on a brutal. I was about to drop a V2. Also, another thing, if everything goes to plan, I'm incredibly good at Sledgehammer games. Sledgehammer are the only games where I casually and by accident start dropping nukes. I have the most success on Sledgehammer games in multiplayer. I stomp Sledgehammer games, all of them. I remember I would accidentally be dropping sniping nukes. I wasn't even going for it. I would just go through the entire streak not realizing that I hadn't died. Now, while I still say that this game is bad, I still do think that design-wise, this game is better than Modern Warfare 2 in multiple ways. Movement being one of them. I think map design is much better on Modern Warfare 2. That's just my opinion. Even though I'm only playing Shoot House and Shipment, whatever, I still think the Modern Warfare 2 map designs are still pretty decent. There's like maybe 2 good maps on Vanguard. You can put 10 attachments on your weapon, so every single thing that I would build on this game was like crazy. You had the proficiencies, the kit. I actually really like this. I like the proficiencies in kits. It was a similar thing that they did over on Modern Warfare 3, where they also had weapon proficiencies. I actually really like that. Also, forward intel as a perk is broken. I was telling people, if you just put on the forward intel perk, if you're a player that has no idea how to like learn spawns or anything, put that perk on, literally stare at your minimap, and you'll do so much better. Like 40% of Call of Duty's gameplay is minimap use and spawn knowledge. I got on last night and I almost dropped 200 kills. I'm not even joking. When I look at recent games, I literally dropped, I had like a 196 kill game yesterday. I got on and just, dude, I am so sad that I didn't get 200 kills right there. 196, man. Fuck. This game's pace is incredible. I love how fast this game is. I know some people don't like it. This isn't even a fast move speed build either. The general base movement speed on this game was great. I also love that there's no jump shot penalty in this game. Look at this. Me jumping, it doesn't matter. I can just ADS as fast as I want. The only thing that's kind of sluggish about this game is that you need to build up momentum in order to get your tac sprint going, but it's not really that bad considering I can still slide cancel. Now, it's not resetting the tac sprint in the same way, but still, generally, I still have an option of movement where I'm not just stuck. Just from playing this game, I'm more excited about Sledgehammer games. It's fucked up, I know. Bad game and all that shit, but some of the design stuff, the lobbies are incredibly different now than they used to be, though. Let's not act like the game I'm playing right now is the game that we were playing the entire year. I remember when this game was filled with fire and explosions and bugged airstrike things that lasted a minute long. Look at this. I know that they're spawning there, and I just have to keep shooting. I have a 100-round drum with barely any penalties. I mean, there's a lot of heavy penalties on there, but I can have 10 attachments that make up for those heavy penalties. It's so good. You can build, like, almost any weapon all around because of how ridiculous the thing is. 102 kills. The other dude got 139. You can accidentally drop 100. And this is Das House. It's not even Shipment. Honestly, I wouldn't hate to get Das House back, but the issue, like, Das House was very annoying because Das House is, like, super angle heavy. And also, the way that all of the walls were paper thin in Vanguard was also super annoying because you would just get wall banged through everything. A lot of my LMGs, I would do like this ultra bullet penetration build that would go through almost anything on the map. It was super annoying. At the end of the day, Vanguard throughout the entire year was a pretty miserable experience, but it does definitely have some good things about it that if they were in the current year of Modern Warfare 2, I think a lot of
all this money and then I just sit around doing nothing. Like,
Do you want
Yeah.
Great feeling.
No, I was
Why? Why are you
asking for a boycott? I don't support the ways that this boycott has expressed itself online. I think it's the toxic politics I'm talking about here.
Pulled out like an M4 and just fully sprayed down and murdered this dude. And leftists are arguing that like our unhoused neighbors just need to be like treated with kindness and compassion. So like here is like the opposite side of this is
I was hit at one point sitting on the subway by a man who was having a mental health episode. He sat next to me and he was elbowing and kind of flailing around and hit me in the face and in my body, and it was jarring, right? The idea that I would want him to be hurt in any way, I just didn't want to be near him in that moment because I understood something was going on here. Every one of us who's taken public transit has had this kind of situation, something similar happen, seeing someone struggling. That doesn't mean that our fear in that instance, and I was a little scared because I was hit.
It's a problem. Like, it's people that need help.
But like, my fear is not the primary object of like what we should be focusing on right now. It's the fact that this person is in pain. And so, like, the politics of dehumanization privileges the bourgeois kind of concern of people's like immediate discomfort in this narrow instance, as opposed to larger humanity and life. It's really freaking twisted.
I don't entirely disagree with your point.
To some extent.
No, I think she's right that there is a serious issue with mental health and homelessness in general.
Yeah.
Which is like, it is very pervasive.
That is true.
It is also, in my opinion, at least the intensity of it is very unique to America.
Yeah.
In my experience of traveling.
Well, I've had a couple of weird homeless encounters in Toronto and Vancouver.
Yes, I will agree that those two places have definitely. I don't know. I always call like Toronto. It's like New York light. Like,
Sure.
It's just a wannabe.
You had, I wish I could remember where I've been in the city, but you had like a big park where there were like, there was like a big park that's like a square in Toronto.
You go anywhere near Young Square, like honestly, the homeless people there will just do crack off a Five Guys table. It's crazy.
Okay.
Yeah, and Vancouver, they got their own little tent city, much like Los Angeles. So I would agree. But I'm just saying, like, other than this fear, I feel like it's just incredibly intense.
Yeah.
It doesn't even hold a candle to what I saw in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Doesn't even hold a candle.
Sure.
Taking public transportation in Los Angeles, like, you see the depth of how fucked up people can really get. Same thing for San Francisco. Like, West Coast homelessness is its own breed.
Sure.
Very, very different. And so I understand her wanting to like refocus the conversation about that. But as a person who's in that situation, who may be punched in the face, I don't give a fuck what happens to that homeless person at that moment. Me personally.
Sure, yeah, I understand, yeah.
Yeah.
Destiny, you have interacted with the homeless. Are you fucking real in trying to say most people just ignore and move on? Yes. From my experience, yeah, most people, you see the crazy guy screaming, people just cross the street, they just keep walking. That's typically what you do. But I think that like a lot of liberals that live in these areas are starting to get pushed because you're getting people that are like very suburbanite saying things like, oh yeah, like the guy might be screaming, but like, you know, he just needs help. Like, don't be scared. And yeah, I think for a lot of people, it's very...
Let me tell you, man, liberals will say that until these homeless people are in their neighborhood, and then they go to the government and tell them to get the fuck out.
Sure.
All this talk about empathy, blah, blah, blah. The moment them homeless people are in their areas, they're getting them relocated using police officers and whatever services they have.
Sure.
And then they're putting spikes in any spots that homeless people like to sleep at because they don't want those fucking filth in their area. That's how they think. So all this talk is cute when you can be removed with it at the end of the night. But for people who actually live in areas where homelessness is very pervasive, they don't want them there, conservative or liberal.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that a lot of the liberals, so Anna Kasparian from the Young Turks, do you know her? Yeah. She's been fighting a lot on Twitter. She was a while ago because, like, I think a lot of progressives in these cities are just like kind of done with the apologia for the insane homeless problems, and they're obviously not being dealt with by any cities. And I think the citizens are starting to feel like increasingly unsafe. So anytime one of these issues comes up, and now you're getting, you know, people like her coming in like, well, you know, it's the mental health issue needs to be taken care of, and it's like, okay, yeah, sure, that is true, but that's many stages removed. Like, if a guy breaks into my house with a firearm to you know, steal some of my shit, a lot of things had to go wrong in this guy's life for him to get to that stage.
Sure.
But by the time he's at that point, I don't really give him much of a about it. Like, something's got to happen, you know, somebody's going to die here. It's either me or him, you know?
Yeah.
And I think that a lot of people and a lot of progressives in these cities are starting, or a lot of liberals, I should say, in these cities are starting to feel the same way. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you see like
Pisco, if you disagree, come in, you fucking retard. Come the fuck in right now. Jesus Christ.
We should absolutely focus on the root cause of the crime.
No, he's trying to take some control. He's gonna come in and go, well, don't you think it's important that we focus on the root cause of homelessness? I'm gonna go, yeah, of course it's important that we focus on it. But like, that doesn't mean that people on subways and shit aren't gonna feel like a need to defend themselves, or aren't gonna feel some type of irritated way when people are engaged in what almost feels like apologia to some extent for homeless violence on normal citizens that are just trying to protect themselves, right? Because like, if I were to swap out homeless people for men, right, and there's a woman on a subway and she's like, I feel really like, if a woman is on a subway and she's like, I feel nervous if like two men step in and we're alone at night there, everybody's like, yeah, you go, girl. They're probably rapists. Two men on the subway at night. What are they even doing there?
I'm not
Except for
gonna lie.
looking for some woman to rape.
Me personally, if I wanted to sexually assault a woman, all of a sudden I start putting on some trash bags, start dressing like Pearl, and then I should go assault people on trains. Because then they can just be like, well, he's sick, he's mentally ill.
Exactly, yeah. But if it was two homeless guys, they'd be like, well, why didn't you offer him up some pussy yourself? Like, it might have helped the dude's mental health, you know? It's like, Jesus. Yeah, I don't know. I think that's a little wild, yeah.
Yeah.
Whenever I see phrases like unhoused neighbors, I saw somebody on Twitter that had a tweet that blew up that said something like that, are unhoused people on the street or whatever, because they don't want to say homeless because that's like dehumanizing. I'm like, okay, bro, like, yeah.
I don't know. I think these kinds of takes make me laugh a little bit because I haven't taken a lot of the public transportation where this stuff is rampant. You see the fear in a lot of people's eyes.
Yeah, I mean, it is fairly... I'm going to be honest, for me, it's kind of funny because you just laugh at it. But I'm also like a guy, so I might feel a little differently about it. There are some times, though, where even I've been scared. Yeah.
It's funny till the mother sits beside you.
Yeah, no, that's true.
Have you ever been on an empty cart and a homeless guy sits beside you on an empty cart?
There was a time, I have a few crazy homeless stories. There was one time we were on Miami Beach.
Like StarCraft.
Me, Dan, and Mr. Moon were sitting at a table, and this guy, he keeps walking back and forth, and I can hear him talk, and he sounds like a paranoid schizophrenic. He keeps talking about how, like, I think people are watching me, and I know that they're in that store, blah, blah. He's like saying shit like that over and over again. And I'm like, okay, yeah, this sounds crazy. But he's like, he keeps walking by us, so we don't care. And eventually he comes back, and he's kind of like catching my eye, you know? And there's like a rule, you know, it's like with vampires or zombies or whatever. For a homeless guy, you never look him in the eye. You always look away, okay? Because if you maintain eye contact, that's like a challenge to fight. And I guess I caught this dude's eye for too long. And so he starts walking over to our table. And Dan is like, I'll take care of this, okay? And I'm like, okay, I don't know what the do with that, but okay. So this guy starts walking up to us, and Dan turns around, and Dan, for whatever reason, thinks it's the right idea to start speaking Russian. Were you with us for this? Of course. Yeah. Dan starts speaking Russian at this guy. He's like, whoa, and I'm like, Dan, this guy's like a paranoid schizo. Why the are you speaking Russian at him? So then the guy, like, now he's like at our table with his like hands on the table, and he starts like screaming at me. And like, Dan, I'm like, holy shit, we gotta get the out of here. And the guy, I didn't know if the dude was about to like start stabbing us or holy shit. That was probably one of the spookier interactions, but yeah, I've had a couple with little unhinged homeless people. Most of the scary homeless people moments are usually you're walking by some guy and then he just screams at you out of nowhere, and then he usually just keeps walking, like an infected in like a video game. I feel bad talking about it. This is not funny. It's really, but
sometimes that shit's funny.
It's funny in a really up kind of way.
You know what's very unique about American homeless people is like they're the only ones who are gonna bother you, and sometimes they even get offended if you want to offer them money. Like. Sometimes they're just havoc creating. It's just very, very unique. Or so they don't even want it. You're like, oh my god.
Why are you flipping me off, bro?
Why are you taking my picture, bro?
Because there should be housing for you.
I don't want housing.
Then, so what do you want? Just to sit here then?
Yeah. It's my country, ain't it?
Yeah, but this isn't sanitary. We all live here.
It's not unsanitary.
What gives you more right than me?
How is it unsanitary?
Look! What do you mean? You should want better for yourself.
I like it like this. I like the fresh air.
No, I got you, but we all have to. What if somebody's handicapped and they need to get by? They can't.
They got 36 inches.
Somebody on a mobile bike can't get through here.
They got 36 inches.
So your freedom's more important than somebody else's.
This person doesn't speak English. They just make noises. The mouth is missing.
For a lot of these dudes,
that's just kind of funny. Like
I guess.
I remember one person gave him my dude $1. He said, he just slammed it at and she went to go pick it up, and then he snatched it back up. I don't know. That made me laugh for a while. But yeah, that shit is also really and sad at the same time when you see how many people are suffering. I see people sleeping at train stations. I see people.
We were at Molina. We were in Austin, right? And we were walking to the thing, and there was like a guy like pooping on the sidewalk.
Yeah.
It was like pooping in his own pants.
He pulled his pants down to still poop in them.
Thanks for being logical. Doodles are unethical.
And we're like, yeah, we walked by and he like crossed the street because when we came back to find the studio and he like crossed the street and we were like, oh god, is this guy's? How many more rounds does he have in the chamber? Like,
I was like walking up to a tree to like piss on it and then just pointing your dick at yourself.
Yeah, basically, yeah. But then here's like a rule. I don't know if it's like this as much in Canada, but in the U.S., our cities sprawl hard.
True.
So you have to be very careful when you get these motherfuckers online. Like Pearl does this, Nick does this. People say like, I'm from Chicago. And it's like, You're 35 minutes from Chicago, motherfucker. Okay, you're not from Chicago. People will say shit like
35 minutes from the outskirts of Chicago.
Yeah. From the
very
city
different.
limits. From
the
where
city-
the sign says, welcome to Chicago.
Yeah,
okay?
absolutely.
Yeah, but then people come and say shit like, oh no, like I'm from LA. Like I've never had a bad homeless problem. And these guys are living like in Calabasas.
No shot.
They're living in the mountains, okay?
No shot.
Behind 12 gates.
Because Adam 22, he said he moved out there. He doesn't even have the LA experience anymore.
Yeah.
I know for me, when I was staying, like this is Van Nuys, and then I used to have to take all the trains running through Hollywood to go down to Santa Monica or anywhere else, or even take if you ever taken the Blue Line to Long Beach, that is one of the craziest lines. I saw a guy get stabbed the first time I took the line.
In LA?
In LA. I saw a guy get stabbed the first time I take the line. I didn't even take it on the way back. I just paid for a $100 Uber because I just didn't want to deal with that shit again. But Los Angeles really kind of shook. Because you have an image of Los Angeles or America before going. This is maybe like 8 or 9 years ago. Then you actually go and you realize like, oh, this is just a shithole.
I wish I could.
LA
LA is like the only place where you can be walking. I wish I could remember. Dude, I don't remember any of this. It all blends together. But I feel like it's the only place I can be walking. And then, like, I'll be, like, in a nice store. And then 5 minutes later, it's like everything is, like, barred the fuck up. And if you go inside the grocery store, like, the deodorants are on lockdown.
Yeah.
I'm like, what just happened? I feel like I entered a new zone in GTA. Like, what the fuck?
The funny thing about LA is, like, one neighborhood's good, and then the next one's, like, absolute trash. And then the same thing for the next one. And so, I don't know. When you see the city sprawls, it's like somebody tell me they live in Orange County. You're like, you don't live in LA. Like,
Yeah,
you are
exactly.
fucking far.
Yeah, because
I live in Anaheim. That's a different city, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like, you can say it's the same thing, but it's not. It's not the same thing at all.
I don't even know if I saw homeless people in Huntington Beach when we lived down in, that was in the area of Orange County we lived in, yeah.
No.
But, yeah, Jesus. And I know this, and I don't even really live in any of these, like, rough parts of these rough cities. I've only visited and I've seen all this, so I can't imagine the people that make their daily commutes through here. So whenever I see people come out and say, like, oh, you know, like, sometimes it's scary, but, like, for the most part, it's not a big deal. It's like, damn, I don't know, dude. Yeah.
Ask anybody who takes public transport, they'll never tell you that. I think the only way you believe that is if you have the luxury of not having to actually have to interact with them.
Sure.
Every time I would take the train, it's just like, not today, motherfucker. Not today. Or you have to see somebody else suffer in front of you. Like, that's one thing that's always funny about a train, is you see the homeless man walking. I don't give a fuck. Homeless people got their uniforms. You know they homeless when they walk in. There's a look. There's a smell. You know it. And everybody's thinking the same thing. They're not thinking, oh my God, he's suffering. You know what they're thinking?
Go suffer in front of the guy next to me.
Yes. Go suffer anywhere else but beside me. That's all they're thinking. And if you suffer, you know what they're thinking? I'm going to move my ass somewhere else because I want to be safe. There is not a single person who's like, would you like a sandwich? No, nobody. Nobody who has to actually spend time around them a lot. Oh, well.
No one that's spent time around a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. And there's actually a video on YouTube of this restaurant guy who was complaining about a homeless man who was staying in front of his place all the time. And I think the dude ended up throwing piss at him one day. And he like called the city, asked for help. The city wouldn't help. It was ruining his business. And in that kind of situation, someone might say, well, we got to talk about the root of the problem. That's the real focus. And that's fair. Maybe on a systemic, that would be a great thing. But for the people who are suffering, the local shops who are having to close down their family businesses or whatever it is because the city just doesn't do anything about the homeless population because they can't. What do you say to those people? Oh, empathy. Well, why not empathy for the other people as well, right? Because they're suffering. They can't even feed their families anymore. They're at risk of also potentially having to go homeless or find a new work situation or having to upend their entire lives. And so it just seems like it's always empathy for the people who are the most suffering or appear to be, not knowing that there's other people who are working hard every day and they're also being
and you
affected
just
by
like want to. This is like so crazily American, or at least I've never seen this. I haven't been to Paris yet, but in any other European city I've been in, I've never seen homelessness like in like LA. I don't know if it exists. I'm sure it must somewhere in Europe. I've heard that there are like rough parts of like London or rough parts of. But sometimes when you guys say rough parts of cities in Europe, I think it's different than rough parts
just
of
ghettos.
Yeah,
and they're really bad. They're really bad ghettos, like to the point police officers don't like going in.
Sure.
But you would never see them because they're so isolated.
Yeah,
or like even if you go to Chicago, like you're not gonna have a bad time unless you go to the park.
That's true.
Yeah, I think those things do cross over to some degree, but in Europe much less so. But yeah, you were saying about rough parts of the world.
Yeah, that I feel like rough parts of the United States or even Canada can look a lot different. Yeah, like the tent cities that exist, like
Mahmutchen kommt. Mahmutchen kommt, Mahmutchen kommt. 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 Mahmutchen, Mahmutchen, Mahmutchen.
Watch carefully. What am I saying? Fa, fa, fa. Fa, fa, fa.
It sounds like I'm saying thaw, but here's what my mouth is really doing.
Ga, ga, ga.
Gaw, with a G.
Ga,
Except I took
ga.
that audio away and replaced it with the sound of myself saying fa with an F. If you close your eyes or look away, you will hear the correct sound, fa. But if you watch, you will hear thaw.
Fa, fa. Fa, fa, fa.
Because the audio and the video don't match, your brain comes up with some third thing that it believes true reality to be. It's called the McGurk effect, and it's a wonderful illustration of the fact that speech isn't just something we hear.
Fa, 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 fa. Fa, fa, fa. Fa. Watch carefully. What am I saying? Fa.
Useful. Ooh, that's gonna be rough. Oh yeah, there's really no one in this room. Does he not have a weapon? He did have a weapon. Right click to pick up, ne? Wakateru. Ooh, we have to bait them, I think. Wait, will they throw those plates at me? Like, how do you do this? Bait, I guess. Holy shit. Is he coming after me? No? So. Ah, wait, they gotta come here, huh? Oh, it worked. Can hide there. Nice shot, though. Yeah, I didn't see anything. I wasn't sure if that will hit. Okay, but I understand. Okay. Oh, now the doors are actually closed. I was hoping it will knock him over. Yeah. Already getting back into the groove. Oh god, this is so scary. What? Did I have a... I feel like... Did I have a different weapon now? Maybe not. Is there someone here? No? What is that? Dying while I'm eating. He's got his pants on. He's just chilling there because he's nervous about his date in the restaurant not going as well as he thought it would, and now he's like contemplating. Maybe he should just stay in the toilet forever. I mean, the way to do this is to bait, right? Constipating his future. Bait is the way to go, right? I should. No, I didn't want to walk in. Yahoo! Peek, shoot, cover. Peek, shoot, 40 shoot. Peek, shoot, cover. Whoa, nice shot! Oh, the door closed on me. Oh. That was a clean fucking shot. I don't even think they noticed me. I wonder if he's dangerous. Can I? Wait, I can't click on that guy. Whoa! Whoa! Eh? I think that's not gonna. Why is that one not moving? Ah, now they're moving. What was that? Can't believe I'm surviving here. Be careful. They're not move. They won't move. They won't move. For the last couple. Ooh, he's like crouching under the table. Okay, I mean, the problem is I think the weapon I just chose is kind of slow, right? He died. Okay, good. Now he's left. I guess the rest. What about the guys who are sitting at the table? They not gonna attack me or what? Cause I can't select them. So I'm guessing not. They want to. Okay, then. What? Yeah, I did it, but it's not telling me I did it. Is it because I should kill them? What am I missing? I don't want to get killed now. What am I missing? Okay. Sorry, man. Stage clear. Yay! Is there a second floor? Yeah, okay. It goes on second floor. Elevator. Oh. Oh, lots of salad. Lots of healthy, yummy salad. What is this place? There's no one here. There's no one here. Eh? What the fuck is that? What? What? Oh! But without my weapon? What happens if he sees me? Hi. You ignore me. What? Okay. Well, I don't know if that's what I want to do. It's one way to do it, I guess. He won't do anything, right? Oi! I thought no one was there. I think they're gone now. Salad? Yeah. Salad? Ooh. Okay, no windows here. Again, someone on the toilet who seems innocent. What is that? A memory disc in the pool? Oh wait, it's like one of those floaties. A chair, but from above it looks like a memory, like a floppy disk. Yeah, I should go. But yeah, okay. We'll go in here. I wonder if that's on purpose. Hi. Don't mind me, but I guess now you are a witness. And that's gonna be a problem, right? Uh-oh. I got him too, though. I had him too. Okay. Using up my rounds. look away. And maybe we can think about it. I don't see. Ooh, he doesn't quite come around the corner, does he? But he will in a second. Which one first? Maybe I can get both. Missing Cho. Why? What's going on? Missing. Go for melee, it's easier. Huh? But why is he alive? I'll take care of you later. Okay. Okay, now they didn't really see me through the windows, but I can shoot through them, right? Wait, can I? I thought those were windows that I can shoot through. Not for these ones, okay. Okay. Why do you not react? What? Are they like stunned from my skills? Okay. They're like, damn, what the fuck just happened? She's so good. That happened so fast, we should hire her. She's like better than all of us. Incredible. It's like a new legend. Something we've never seen before. Must have been the wind. I mean, that's plenty of shots to do something. Oh no! Because that weapon is much louder, but still, like how when you're standing right next to him. Makes no sense. Did I kill both? No, I didn't. Gotta make sure I got everything covered, you know? The SMG I pick up is just very quiet. Apparently, like freaking mouse. Oh wait, it's 32 rounds. That's like not the same as the one I thought I was using. I know about the points. Push. Okay. Guess I'll go with this one. I mean, it's only in my best interest. Holy shit. Oh, double kill. Oh, double kill. Wow. Wow. Easy. Why are these rounds so easy? Can I get something here? Is there something I can get? No? Can I go into the pool? No, nothing to pick up either? What? Nothing here? There's a secret pixel at the chairs. Well, I don't really care, I guess. I'm sorry, dude. Yeah, that went pretty well. I mean, I still took my time, but it was pretty good, I would say. What about him? Oh! I don't have to kill him! Kurosanakute ii no ka? Yokatta! Maybe he was one of us. One of us? He's just doing his job. He's just cleaning. I mean, he'll be helpful, right? He'll clean away all the blood. Time bonus 0, right? For real? I guess because it was so easy, they expected me to do more. Oh no! It's at least a C-. Alright. For sure. At least. Oof. They got him. As long as... Herp. Another one I recommended him came back. 2 rounds. I don't like this weapon. What if I miss? Oh, there's the new one. Why is there no one in here? Ah, and... I'll try it. No, wait, that's not it. I'll try it. I missed. First I shot the door. But hey, that was fast. That was really fast. What the fuck? I love that. Oh, hello, doggo. I wonder if I can get 2. Only if I shoot diagonal. Ooh, doggo. Please don't come through the door. Oh, there's so many people. A wrong weapon to start off with, that's for sure. And also, it's a really fucking loud weapon. Oh. Ah! Ow! What a punch! He punched a bit too early. Oh, second guy not coming. And this one also not reacting. Wasn't it that fucking loud? Okay. Like sometimes they come, sometimes they don't. What? You guys are so... Sometimes you do things and sometimes you don't. Shoot for the door and survive it. Inconsistent. Yeah, that's the word that I wanted. Oh. Oh my god! Oh! Almost had it. That was a lot of people this time. Oh. Closing the door already solved all my problems. Fucking hell. Ah! Why is he so fast? Yeah, I have to shoot that guy. The door should just stay open. Oh shit. Okay, now he's not coming. I actually prefer that. No weapon. Oh, okay. What? Where did he come from? The pile of bodies. Okay, one body made me think he was dead. Where did he come from? I just casually walked by. Wait for the doggo. Hmm? Shoot you? I just want to go in there with no weapon, I think. Fuck! Okay, we're already starting destroying my mouse. I think I need to be refunded for my mouse by this game, by the developers. Come on. Come on! Oh wait, he's still... Oh, I was gonna walk by him again. Silent murder is the best murder. Where did the weapon go? Oh, there. I have a habit of throwing it away. Okay. Easy. What? How many hits? Oh, he died after he succumbed by his wounds afterwards. He needs a lot of shots? Damn. Is it because of the weakness of my weapon? but or is it because he really just needs time no matter what? Oh no, no. Ooh, ooh. With no weapon, I got no chance, man. Ooh, I need a round where he doesn't hear me. What? This time you did not choose ignorance, I see. Oh. Oh, too funny. What is this anyway? No secrets? Oh god. Ignore me, please. I'm not here. Or am I? I can't pick. Ah, I can. Ah, shit. Shit. Ah! No. Ooh, lucky. Okay. He might come back again. Ooh, now he's busy. Nah. Go back to your own room. Yeah, that's bad. Shit. Eee. Oh. Don't! This is my little hidey hole. Don't come here. This is my private room, okay? Chihuahua panic chamber. Cool. No, not again. Not again. Ooh, I need a run where he doesn't come to check up on me. I was checkmated there because I was directly across the other shooter guy. Yeah. Difficult. Oh! No. Oh, fuck, he's gonna... No, this time he doesn't come for me. Shoo. Yay! Easy. But this gun is so loud. Okay. Ideally... Ooh. I'll kill him silently. If he comes over here... Oh! Thank you for your cooperation. Did I get him? Die! Yes! I thought if he's over there, by the time he reaches me, he should die if I get a hit. Got him! Okay. Wanna get the doggo. Should I trust my iron fist? Or... It's like a Wild West situation. Who shoots first? Fuck you all. Okay. At least... Oh. At least no one... survived that. Okay. Actually, I like this current. No! I wanted to do something else. Please don't. Okay. Okay. Doggo, come for me, come for me! Come over! Oi, 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 oi. Shit, I thought he was gonna come any moment. Okay. Ah, shit. I'm not sure. I want to go with my fists. Fucking dog! I feel like I can get the dog easier with my fists normally, but only when I'm mentally ready for it. Please don't. Oh. No shit! No shit! This was. I had a shot. I thought I had a round. Why was it empty? Oh no! Please don't! Yeah. Oh man. Okay. We save. Still got a round too. Oh, maybe. Is he not gonna leave the room? Now Doggo is back to Fucking hell! Look at me how far I came with Tony's fist. Holy shit. Oh. Yeah, how did he see me or was he gonna patrol?
Der Gewinner kriegt 10.000 Euro. Auf geht's! Erste Challenge, wir machen 1 gegen 1. Das heißt, wir haben hier 2 Minitore, wo Punkte zählt, plus ein 1 gegen 1 auf das große Tor, was dann auch Punkte zählt. Wer am Ende mehr Punkte hat und mehr Bälle gehalten hat. Also ich gegen Sie? Ja, klar. Das war doch so der Plan, oder nicht? Ja, aber das ist ja einfach gewonnen.
Ja, du hast auch mal Kostüm, du bist ja im Handicap.
Ja, okay, das ist echt gut. Boah, Digga, der Hummer! Stark! Boah, Junge, kann! Boah, aber strong! Boah, aber ey, voll gute Schüsse aber, oder? 6 Punkte, hat aber ganz locker flockig hier mitgenommen mit ein paar Traumparaden. Jetzt muss Lina ins Tor. Und ich sag mal so, es wird keine Gnade geben, ne?
Oh!
Oh, stark, Digga, stark! Ja, klar. Jetzt will jetzt spielt er unfair, Digga. Jetzt muss er den annehmen vorher. Ja, darf ich doch. Ja, aber Lina hat immer direkt geschossen, ne, fürs Protokoll auf jeden Fall. Immer direkt geschossen. Gegen einmal annehmen jetzt. Ja! Champions League, 19. Minute. Bayern gegen Paris im Finale 0-0. Teammate steht bereit. Ja, und vorbei. Aber auch kein Torwart drin, alles gut. Okay, zweite Challenge. Ich bekomme gleich einen Ball von Lina. Leg ihn für Lina einfach ab. Und Lina macht natürlich ein Tor bei Tim. Ja, dann gucken wir einfach mal, wer nach 5 Schüssen mehr Tore hat. Los geht's. Oh, was ein Ding! Was ist denn da los, Digga?
Dieser Zauber
Pims Taktik ist jetzt, er will so dolle schießen, wie er kann einfach, damit die Bälle auch wirklich schon reingehen. Da kennt er keine Gnade.
Mir egal, wir haben ja...
Sehr gut. Zeig ihm, was eine Hake ist. Oh, Junge, Ronaldo! Oh! Aber sehr stark. Komm, komm, komm. Oh! Er hat sich hier durchgesetzt.
Was soll ich sagen, Bruder? Steht auf Dritte.
Man merkt, er ist vom Fach.
Challenge Nummer 3, wir haben hier ein Spielfeld mit 4 Minitoren. Einmal hier 2, einmal hier 2. Ich spiele den Ball gleich einmal rein und danach ist freies Spiel, bis der Ball tot ist, sage ich immer. Das heißt entweder im Tor oder aus ist. Ja, Ball ist weg, weiter geht's hier. Oh! Oh, der war durch. Oh! Schnell, 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 komm! Oh! Zwei Bälle noch. Oh! Versuch's nochmal zu verteidigen. Jawohl!
Stark! So, Seitenwechsel, zweite Runde, Rematch.
Keine Elfpass mehr auf jeden Fall.
Keine Elfpass mehr, das ist das Zeichen. So, jetzt da gnadenlos, ne? Jetzt, oh! Ja, ja, stark, stark, stark! Oha!
Zwei Bälle noch, zwei Bälle noch.
Stark, stark, komm, komm, komm! Ja! Woo, woo, woo!
Das nimmt immer noch auf.
Oh, was ein Ding! Alter! Und? Ganz sicher. Oben rechts. Tate muss weiter bangen. Chancenlos!
Das ist zu weit entfernt.
Schuss und!
Dieser Zauber
Der geht
ist
rein.
noch nicht bereit.
Man merkt, hier wird auch eine gewisse Schusskraft rausgenommen, um nicht zu riskieren, dass der Ball am Tor vorbeigeht. Und? Oh, das Aluminium! Das Aluminium! Das ist natürlich jetzt eine Drucksituation. Lina muss den Ball ins Eck befördern oder die Elfmeter-Challenge ist an dieser Stelle verloren. So Leute, was ist spannender? Das Champions League-Finale 2016 oder diese Challenge? Weiß nicht. Was du's? Du bist Fußballmann.
Boah, Real Madrid bestimmt.
Real Madrid gegen Dortmund oder so bestimmt. Wer hätt's gedacht?
Die letzte Challenge für heute. Ich werde gleich außerhalb des 16ers sein, einmal eine Flanke reinbringen, darf aber auch selber schießen. Ja, soll nicht sehen, dass die Torhüter oder Torhüterinnen zu weit nach vorne stehen. Tim wird dann hier gleich einlaufen, ich werde den Pass spielen und er wird das Ding eiskalt verwerten.
Da war nicht mal ich drauf vorbereitet jetzt. Und der wundert sich, dass er nicht mal in der Startelf spielt. Hä, Digga, das zählt nicht. Das zählt nicht. Wiederholung. Oh, Nachschuss, komm, komm, komm. Mach ihn rein. Sowas darf nicht passieren in einem Spiel. Wow!
Ja, dachtest du.
Oh! Nachschuss! Schade. Ja, Bro, ich muss filmen. Nochmal. Champions League Finale, aber das Jahr drauf. Nochmal eine Chance.
Alter, Wind halt.
Ja, hier ist echt windig.
Die Challenges sind vorbei. Ihr seht die Ergebnisse hier vielleicht nochmal eingeblendet. Ich würde sagen, war auf jeden Fall knapp. Kann man auf jeden Fall dran arbeiten. Ja, weiß nicht, was würdest du hier als Tipp geben?
Also da ist noch Potenzial da.
Man.
Da hängt eine Riesenindustrie dran. Das könnten wir ja gar nicht mehr abfangen.
Okay, und so bei dir als Bodybuilder, wie hast du dich ernährt über den Tag hinweg?
Ja, du, ich kann ja mal so einen Tag aufzählen. Das ging morgens los. Da gab es, genau wie Raffaele heute, Haferflocken mit ein bisschen Trockenobst. Dazu gab es ein Proteinpulver. Danach gab es dann 250 Gramm Reis mit 150 Gramm Hühnchen, 200 Gramm Gemüse. Dann gab es mittags 10 Eiklar mit 2 volle Eier.
Digga, Junge, was haut er sich denn rein, Alter, Junge? Geiler Typ, ey.
150 Gramm Reis mit 150 Gramm Gemüse, 250 Gramm Fleisch. Dann gab es einen Proteinshake, da bin ich ins Training gegangen das erste Mal. Da gab es 10 Gramm BCA, heute gab es halt dementsprechend die EAAs, was kein tierisches Produkt ist, weiß die Raffaele bestimmt. Auch die Nahrungsmittelindustrie, ein Supplement hat sich da weiterentwickelt. Wir gehen also nicht nur ausschließlich auf Tiernahrung, sondern auch auf Aminosäuren. Die,
ja, aber natürlich, er muss auf seine Kalorien kommen. Ey, ich könnte so viel gar nicht essen, glaube ich. Colon Orange, Dankeschön für die 3 Stars. Einfach 10 Eier,
künstlich
Junge.
synthetisch hergestellt werden. Und dann gab es heute Abend nochmal Kartoffel, ja, mit Fleisch. Und die letzte Mahlzeit waren nochmal 6 Eiklar.
Gut. Der Bruder, ich hab auch gar nicht die Zeit. Also gut, der kocht das dann vielleicht vor oder so, keine Ahnung, ich weiß nicht, wie der das macht. Aber Junge, der isst ja gefühlt jede Stunde. Das waren ja gerade irgendwie, 6 Gerichte oder so. Junge, ich hätte die Zeit gar nicht, Alter. Junge.
Das heißt,
Alter.
das war so dein Ernährungsstil. Was,
ja, okay,
was
nur das
macht
Eiklar war es ja
so,
trotzdem.
So zu hören, dass er sich so ernährt hat, weil
er isst halt 3-mal am Tag Fleisch auch,
ich
Junge.
weiß selber,
Junge,
dass sich sehr viele Menschen in Deutschland mit tierischen Produkten ernähren und das ist jetzt natürlich sehr viel für einen Tag gewesen, war ja auch eine große Verbrennung da bei diesem Maschinenkörper, aber es gibt das natürlich auch in kleinerer Basis und da machen das aber Millionen von Menschen jeden Tag.
Ja, das macht genau das mit mir, was es bei jedem anderen, der nicht vegan lebt, auch macht, dass ich mir, wenn ich der Person vor allem gegenüber sitze, dann immer vorstelle, wie die ermordeten Tiere hinter ihm liegen. Ich sehe das Blut, ich höre Schreie. Also wenn man das einmal verstanden hat, was hinter diesen Produkten steht, die er gerade genannt hat, dann kriegt man die Bilder ja gar nicht mehr los. Und deswegen empfehle ich auch jedem, sich damit auseinanderzusetzen. Und vor allem mit so dummen Argumenten
leider,
wie Geschmack oder Tradition oder Normalität, wie er es gerade genannt hat, verbunden, also ja, das so erklärt wird. Also das tut
ich bin
so
jetzt
weh.
Nazi, dumm, was
Genau.
war's noch?
Also sonderlich reflektiert ist es
Mein
nicht zu
lieber
sagen, du
Mann.
schmeckst mir, deswegen schicke ich dich ins
Du
Schlachthaus.
tust ganz schön die Leute
Das
beleidigen.
Argument war dumm.
Nee, beleidigen.
Ja, wie du es aufwenden müsst, eine Beleidigung ist es ja erst, wenn du es als Beleidigung verstehst.
Also,
aber warte mal kurz, du hast nicht pauschalisierend...
Da muss man ihnen auf jeden Fall zustimmen irgendwie, ne? Das habe ich ja auch gesagt, irgendwie mit Leuten beleidigen, fertig machen, denen Sachen vorwerfen und so weiter. Na, das sind natürlich Dinge, mit denen erreichst du keine Menschen so, ne? Das ist halt ganz klar. Da hat Markus Rühl natürlich recht halt, ne? Also ich meine, wenn du dich da halt hinsetzt, also ja, die Sichtweise von ihm ist dumm, 100%ig. Es ist dumm, Fleisch zu essen. Ich bin auch dumm in dem Punkt, gebe ich auch ganz offen zu. Aber natürlich, ne, du erreichst halt so einfach niemanden. Aber natürlich hat sie recht, dass das Markus da sagt, macht halt einfach auch keinen Sinn, logisch gesehen.
Genau das Bild eines
radikal,
Veganers.
also
das ist genau das Bild und das ist das Problem, wo ihr habt. Ihr seid einfach zu radikal, zu uneinsichtig und nur euer Weg, ihr seid beleidigend.
Markus, hast du eine Frage vielleicht an Raffaela?
Ich hätte am Anfang Fragen gehabt, aber ich habe befürchtet, dass es genauso endet. Ich habe Veganer kennengelernt, mit denen kann man normale Diskussionen führen. Die sind pro und contra, die lassen die Leute leben und leben lassen. Und die Meinung anderer und die Lebensweise argumentieren und vor allem auch tolerieren. Aber Toleranz ist ja gleich null und deswegen gibt es da keine Frage mehr.
Okay, hast du eine Frage, die du gerne Markus stellen
Ich habe mehrere. Wo ist der ethisch signifikante Unterschied zwischen den Menschen und den nichtmenschlichen Tieren, der es rechtfertigt, diese für ihre gestohlene Muttermilch und ihre Körper auszubeuten und als Sklaven zu benutzen, aber die Menschen nicht?
Ein Mensch mag man essen, das ist einfach ethisch so verankert, ist klar. Ich mag einen Leroy zu schlachten, das ist einfach von Kindesbeinen so anerzogen. Man reflektiert und man argumentiert und man akzeptiert Menschen, egal welche Hautfarbe.
Junge, was für Leute sind hier eigentlich im Chat? Es ist dumm, Fleisch zu essen. Junge, hast du den Schuss auch nicht gehört? Hä? Ja, Digga, es ist wirklich, also schlimm. Wirklich, wie kann ich sowas sagen?
Das ist die oberste Misse, was ich mache.
Digga, was hier abgeht im Chat, Alter, Junge.
Im Kindernhaus mitbekommen hat.
Krass.
Man akzeptiert Menschen, auch wenn sie nicht gleich sind, auch wenn sie nicht die gleiche Lebensform oder Ernährungsform haben. Ja. Ein Tier ist mehr von Kindesbeinen aufgebracht worden, ist gerne lieb zu halten und alles, aber es ist halt auch mal für die Ernährung eines Menschen und der weltweiten Ernährung dringend notwendig. Du darfst gern dafür einstehen, mit einer angemessenen Art, nicht beleidigend, wie du es hier mehrmals gemacht bist. Und
aber das ist halt, weiß nicht, da würde ich aber Markus zum Beispiel auch wieder zustimmen. Ne? Es ist nun mal einfach so, dass das halt von Kindesbein auf uns halt beigebracht wurde. Ne? Natürlich, also ich erkenne selber, dass es halt dumm ist. Ich glaube aber auch jetzt, keine Ahnung, ich glaube viele von uns, wenn wir jetzt 1933 geboren werden, ich glaube viele würden auch Hitler hinterherlaufen, einfach wenn du halt weil du einfach so erzogen wirst. So, ne? Also gab natürlich auch Leute im Widerstand, das will ich gar nicht verneinen, ne? Aber natürlich auch irgendwie Angst vor Konsequenzen, blablablub, lieber mal weggucken. Ne? Oder wenn du vor 400 Jahren geboren worden bist oder vor 500 zum Beispiel, ne? Mit der Sklaverei der Schwarzen. Also ich glaube, viele von euch hätten auch sich schwarze Sklaven geholt, wenn die die Möglichkeit gehabt hätten und hätten die gar nicht so als Menschen gesehen. Ne? Das sind natürlich Werte, wo wir heute wissen, okay, das ist total dumm, so zu denken. Aber so wird man halt erzogen. Und da hat er halt auch recht mit dem Fleisch. So, ne? Ich esse auch schon mein ganzes Leben Fleisch. Das war komplett normal. Ne? Ob bei uns zu Hause im Kindergarten oder bei meinem Vater, wenn man in die Stadt geht mit den Freunden oder so. Das ist einfach komplett normal, einfach Fleisch zu essen. Und natürlich ist es im Gehirn dann noch so verankert, wenn du das 20, 30, 40 Jahre so machst. Und das ist einfach normal, dass du in den Supermarkt gehst und du holst dir halt deine Salami, um das aufs Brot zu legen, so. Das kriegst du halt von den einen auf den anderen Tag nicht raus. Aber klar, man braucht es halt nicht. So, ne? Theoretisch kannst du jetzt sofort, könntest du Veganer sein. So, von heute könntest du das komplett lassen und das wäre auch kein großes Problem. Ich mach's aber auch nicht.
Das ist das, was ich dir sehr übel nehme in dem Moment, weil ich habe keine einige Beleidigung nach rechts geschickt und das geht gar nicht. Das hat nichts mit deiner Ernährungsform zu tun, das ist eine Radikalisierung deiner Art und das ist nicht akzeptabel in unserer Gesellschaft.
Er hat gerade die ethisch signifikante Eigenschaft genannt, dass es sein Wertgefühl, mit dem er erzogen wurde, ist, dass es ihm nicht erlaubt, Menschen, aber Tiere schon ins Schlachthaus zu schicken. Wenn ich jetzt zurückblicke in die Vergangenheit, wurden Menschen so erzogen, dass beispielsweise Menschen dunklerer Hautfarbe, dass man die diskriminieren darf. Und das war halt auch ihre Erziehung, aber das war niemals ein ethisch signifikantes Merkmal, was das dann erlaubt hätte oder gerechtfertigt hätte. Ethische Signifikanz in der Frage, wen ich töten darf, kann nicht an der Speziesgrenze Halt machen. Und ich finde es richtig, richtig schön und wichtig, dass der Markus sich schon gegen Diskriminierung im Sinne von Sexismus und Rassismus ausspricht und offensichtlich auch sein Kind so erzieht. Aber wenn man sich eben gegen Diskriminierungsformen stellt, dann muss man doch auch erkennen, die Parallelen zwischen dem Rassismus und dem Speziesismus.
Die Argumentationsführer,
wenn du
um ehrlich
gegen
zu sein.
Diskriminierung bist, und das gilt auch für alle Zuseher, dann dürft ihr die Tiere auch nicht auf Basis von ihrer Nichtmenschlichkeit diskriminieren. Das macht überhaupt keinen Sinn, das ist ethisch nicht konsistent und es sollte jetzt aufhören. Wir müssen uns gegen Speziesismus genauso einsetzen, wie wir uns gegen jede andere Diskriminierungsform einsetzen.
Ich lebe selber nicht vegan und habe mir aber selber auch schon sehr viele Gedanken in den letzten Jahren über dieses Thema gemacht und bin, glaube ich, wie ihr das beide auch aus eurer Kindheit beschrieben habt, mit Fleischkonsum aufgewachsen, mit tierischen Produkten und habe dann für mich irgendwie jetzt in den letzten Jahren herausgefunden, dass es gar nicht so viel sein muss, dass ich das gar nicht möchte. Und das ist ein Prozess. Das habe ich selber so wahrgenommen, weil von heute auf morgen verändert sich leider so ganz, ganz wenig in dieser Welt. Und da würde es mich interessieren, wie du mit dem Feedback umgehst.
Warum bist du nicht vegan? Weil es mir egal ist. Sag ich euch ganz ehrlich. Also ich bin da immer ein ehrliches Scheiße. Ich habe ja schon gesagt, also ich achte wenigstens darauf, irgendwie die beste Stallhaltungsform und so weiter zu holen. Und ich versuche jetzt auch nicht so jeden Tag irgendwie Fleisch zu essen, aber mir sind die Tiere da egal, sage ich euch ganz ehrlich. Also es juckt mich nicht. So, weiß nicht, es klingt hart. Ich habe ja auch jetzt irgendwie, also so Mandelmilch oder so esse ich, aber sonst ist es mir egal. Ja, ist einfach so. Aber weiß nicht, das ist der gleiche Grund, warum ich mir ein iPhone hole. So, da hängt auch Kinderarbeit dran. So, juckt mich halt nicht. Oder keine Ahnung, warum ich irgendwie Bananen kaufe. So, da, weiß nicht, werden auch irgendwie irgendwelche Pestizide aus der Luft auf die Bananenplantagen gehauen, auch wenn da Arbeiter sind, die dann verätzen. So, ja, es ist mir egal. So, es ist scheiße, natürlich, aber es ist mir egal. So, ich will mein Leben da nicht einschränken, sag ich euch ganz ehrlich. So, auch wenn es halt total dumm ist. 100%. Ich würde es auch lieber nicht so haben, aber man denkt halt nicht drüber nach. Es ist nun mal einfach so. Und ihr denkt genauso, weil sonst würdet ihr das auch alles nicht konsumieren. Und bei den Tieren ist es auch so. Natürlich ist es scheiße mit der Massentierhaltung und so weiter. 100%ig müssen wir nicht drüber reden. Aber, Digga, der Döner schmeckt trotzdem. So, was soll ich dir machen?
Mich persönlich, wenn ich das jetzt so höre, dass ich mit meiner Art halt aus deiner Sicht ein Schänder bin und ein Mörder bin, mit meiner Art zu leben.
Blöd bist du auch noch.
Ich kann das immer noch durch so verschiedene Ohren hören, aber jetzt gibt es ja auch einen Markus, der genau in dem Moment, wo es so dolle und extrem ist, aussteigt. Und glaubst du nicht, dass es vielleicht, um die Masse der Menschen, die am Ende auch die Entscheidungsgewalt hat, wirklich zu erreichen und zu überzeugen, hilfreicher ist, einen moderaten Weg oder ja, weiß ich nicht, die Sprache, vielleicht die Frequenz zu verändern, weil sehr vieles von dem, was du sagst, würde ich direkt sagen, ja, das ist mit Sicherheit wissenschaftlich genauso, wie du es beschrieben hast. Aber glaubst du nicht, dass ihr einfach, oder du als jetzt hier sitzend, sehr viele Menschen verlierst, dadurch, dass es vielleicht einfach in manchen Ausdrucksformen zu direkt ist? Und es
Fairer Boxkampf zwischen Markus und ihr.
Das will ich gar nicht in Frage stellen. Aber verstehst du, was ich meine?
Ich verstehe, was du meinst. Ich mache das auf dem Grund. Weswegen ändern Menschen ihre Handlungen? Wir ändern unsere Handlungen, wenn das Gefühl, in einer Situation zu verbleiben, also die Vorteile in einer Situation zu verbleiben, weniger gewichtet sind als das schlechte Gewissen, das wir haben, wenn wir verbleiben. Das heißt, du wirst erst vegan, wenn du ein schlechtes Gewissen hast, das mehr wiegt als die Vorteile, die es dir jetzt gerade bietet, weiterhin aus Gemütlichkeit und Geschmack.
Ja, aber weiß nicht, ja, man muss auch sagen, es ist
sozialer Bequemlichkeit.
Es ist ja tatsächlich so, ich habe ja auch gesagt irgendwie, dass ich jetzt sehr viel so Like Meat und so weiter geholt habe. Oder aber ganz ehrlich, also ich habe zum Beispiel auch sehr viele vegane Buletten irgendwie ausprobiert, weil Woli zum Beispiel ist auch vegetarisch geworden jetzt. Immer wieder stressig mit dem zu kochen. Und also, weiß nicht, ihr seht es vielleicht anders, aber ich finde, nur geschmacklich, unabhängig von allem anderen, finde ich, ist so eine Bulette aus Rindfleisch, also ich mache die halt selber, ich kaufe die nicht fertig, ich kaufe mir dann immer mit, finde ich halt 1000-mal leckerer als die veganen Alternativen. Ja, und da müssen dann halt Tiere für leiden, Bruder, was soll ich dir sagen?
Es gibt nur 4 Gründe, weswegen du nicht vegan bist.
Oder auch, weiß ich nicht, dieses Like Meat an sich finde ich das lecker, safe, kommt auch gut dran. Aber ich merke halt selber, wenn ich nur dieses Like Meat alleine esse, so jetzt alleine auf dem Löffel und ich esse davon einfach ein Stück, feiere ich das gar nicht. Aber irgendwie zusammen mit einer Soße und so weiter geht das halt schon. Aber so echtes Fleisch, jetzt zum Beispiel, keine Ahnung, so Hähnchenfleisch oder so, ist halt schon leckerer auch einfach, ne?
Tradition, Gewohnheit, soziale und logistische Bequemlichkeit und der Geschmack von Tierprodukten. Mal ganz ehrlich jetzt, kann irgendeiner dieser 4 Gründe das für dich weiterhin rechtfertigen, was du den Tieren antust?
Guck mal, Raphael, was soll ich?
Ja, Laborfleisch würde ich aber zum Beispiel essen, damit hätte ich kein Problem.
Dir sagen.
Dass du einfach ab jetzt sagst, dass du vegan lebst und dass ich recht habe und dass es keinen Sinn macht, ethisch gesehen, logisch gesehen.
Ich kann dir nur sagen, dass die Art, wie du das versuchst zu transportieren, vielleicht etwas schwierig ist.
Was soll ich dir jetzt gerade in welchem Tonfall wie sagen, damit du ab jetzt die Tiere in Ruhe lässt?
In dem Moment, wo du jemandem sagst, du bist falsch, in dem, wie du die letzten 50 Jahre gelebt hast und die letzten 25 Jahre gelebt hast, auch wenn du dich vielleicht schon mental auf den Weg gemacht hast. Das, was du da gerade machst, ist nicht richtig, das ist falsch, das ist zu wenig, das reicht
Vergesst mir nicht zu
überhaupt
folgen, bitte, ja, ich brauche das.
Da machst du oft einen kleinen Funken, der vielleicht in die richtige Richtung unterwegs
schlechtes
ist.
Gewissen.
Tötest du.
Nee, den Funken, den machst du halt vielleicht kaputt.
Es ist kein Prozess von jetzt auf gleich.
Ja.
Es ist ein schleichender Prozess, dass ein Mensch
Das ist ja auch, ja, ich lasse ihn erstmal ausreden, aber...
und langsam Entscheidungen trifft, um sein Leben zu ändern. Genau wie eine gesündere Lebensweise, Sport zu machen, eine Firma aufzubauen, ein Kind zu ziehen, mit der Frau diskutiert, eine Familie zu gründen. So, jetzt geht's so, jetzt geht's so. Lebst du so dein Leben? Tust du so deine Patienten erziehen? So, entweder du stirbst jetzt oder machst das. Du machst es nicht, dann stirbst du.
Ja, safe. Das ist ja genau das, was ich in meinem allerersten Video über die militante Veganerin damals schon kritisiert habe. Das ist ja exakt das. Einfach halt dieses... So, dass sie ja wirklich sagt, ja, nee, du bist aber ein Tiermörder, wenn du es nicht von heute auf morgen änderst. Und so funktionieren Menschen einfach nicht. So funktionieren Menschen generell nicht. Nicht nur bei Ernährung, auch wenn es darum geht, neue Sachen ins Leben zu integrieren, ob das jetzt Lesen ist oder mehr Sport oder whatever. Du kannst halt nicht erwarten, von 0 auf 100 hochzugehen. So, das funktioniert einfach nicht. So funktionieren Menschen nicht. Und das habe ich ja damals auch kritisiert, dass sie damit, glaube ich, viele Leute auch eher abschreckt, als dann wirklich dafür zu sorgen, dass halt Leute vegan werden. Man kann es natürlich auch auf der anderen Seite, kann man natürlich auch sagen, also die polarisiert natürlich sehr viel, das heißt, sie bringt dem Thema super viel Aufmerksamkeit und sie selber bringt jetzt vielleicht nicht viele Leute dazu, ihr Verhalten zu ändern, aber keine Ahnung, ich habe ein Video dazu gemacht oder mehrere, Alpha Kevin hat Videos dazu gemacht, Jonas hat Videos dazu gemacht, Unge hat auf Videos davon reagiert, so, ne? Also grundsätzlich wird viel auf jeden Fall über das Thema Veganismus und so weiter diskutiert, was ja dann auch wieder dafür sorgen kann, dass quasi so diesen Aufstellungsfaktor, diesen Aufklärungsfaktor dann halt Leute wie ich übernehmen oder ein Jonas zum Beispiel und sie eher so die polarisierende Person ist, um die sich das alles halt bildet, so, ne? Was ich zum Beispiel damals kritisiert habe, da war auch ein Typ in der Stadt, der hat mit diesen Leuten geredet, der dann irgendwie so meinte, ja, ich will jetzt Veganer werden, ich stelle das gerade um, ich esse nur noch einmal die Woche Fleisch, hol das auch vom Schlachter, sonst werde ich halt Veganer, aber ich will das irgendwann lassen, wo sie auch gesagt hat, ja, aber wie viele Tiere müssen noch sterben, bla bla bla. Wo ich so denke, Digga, er ändert doch schon was. So anstatt zu sagen, hey, cool, danke, dass du dich dafür einsetzt, Bro, viel Glück, ne, aber mach's nicht zu lange, es sterben die ganze Zeit Tiere, wäre halt deutlich klüger als so dieses, dass Leute sind schon auf dem richtigen Weg und werden trotzdem gefrontet und beleidigt.
Was ist denn das für eine Art und Weise? Du bist doch Ärztin.
Ja.
Du musst doch normalerweise das Humanistische, diese Umgangsform mit Menschen, das ist dir komplett abhanden gekommen. Eine normale Diskussion, eine menschliche Diskussion, wo man auch Meinungen zulässt, ist dir komplett abhanden gekommen. Bei welchem Moment? In welchem Moment bist du so verstorben, dass du das nicht mehr zulässt?
Ich kann da auch nur aus meiner Perspektive sprechen. Ich wünsche mir viele Dinge auf dieser Welt und wirklich, sehe sehr viele Baustellen in unserem Leben. Das Tiere leiden ist eine Baustelle davon. Aber ich weiß auch, dass mittlerweile weiß ich das, früher habe ich das anders gehofft und gesehen, aber heute weiß ich, dass die Welt leider sich nicht mit einer Sekunde verändern lässt. Dass es in vielen Bereichen einfach seine Zeit braucht und das sehen wir jetzt auch im Umweltschutz. Es braucht leider Zeit und es braucht oftmals auch zu viel Zeit, aber es ist wichtig, dass man sich auf den Weg macht. Und deshalb mein Versuch vielleicht mal bis dieser perfekte Zeitraum, Zeitpunkt.
Aber ich fand Leroy in dem Interview auf jeden Fall schon, also es wurde ja sogar vorher aufgenommen, aber in dem Interview finde ich, ist er in Ordnung auf jeden Fall.
Und ihr wünscht, erreicht ist, wie würdet ihr dazu stehen, wenn wir ab jetzt die tierschädliche Haltung verbieten und ab jetzt nur noch, nur noch, und mit Biohöfen und Biohaltung meine ich wirklich frei auf dem Feld, wie es auch in der Werbung so steht. Das würde bedeuten, dass das Fleisch und alle Produkte deutlich teurer... Warte. Die Sachen würden teurer werden, aber die Tiere würden ein glückliches Leben.
Du hast was Gutes gesagt, es geht nicht von heute auf morgen. Umweltschutz geht nicht von heute auf morgen, sonst stirbt unsere Wirtschaft. Das Problem ist doch, eine gesunde Tierhaltung ist sehr kostspielig. Ich habe einen Kumpel, der ist Bauer, der ist Landwirt. Der sagt, ich würde das gerne machen. Aber die Kosten, die damit entstehen, sind dermaßen immens, dass ich meine Familie nicht mehr...
Ja gut, man könnte es ja irgendwie subventionieren. Also welche Möglichkeiten findet man da schon? Oder man erhöht erstmal die Diäten der Politiker. Das ist ja vielleicht klüger. Und versucht vielleicht so Cum-Ex-Skandale niedrig zu halten, damit die Banken sich da noch ein paar Millionen und Milliarden nehmen können. Ich denke, das ist deutlich besser. Ja, ich weiß nicht, das ist halt mit der... Ja, ich finde die Aussage auch halt dämlich irgendwie zu sagen, Wirtschaft ist halt wichtiger, weil so, okay, es ist dann vielleicht so, dass halt Arbeitsplätze verloren gehen, so, ne, wenn man jetzt diese ganze Massentierhaltung und so weiter beendet und dann wirklich nur noch so Biohöfe und so weiter hat, dann gehen halt Arbeitsplätze verloren, Auf der anderen Seite werden aber auch wieder neue Plätze entstehen, weil die Leute müssen ja trotzdem essen so. Und dann, weiß nicht, gibt es vielleicht mehr vegane, also Höfe, die vegane Sachen herstellen zum Beispiel, wo irgendwie Soja angebaut wird oder whatever. So, wo dann auch wieder Arbeitsplätze entstehen. Also ich finde also man kann das Argument halt generell nicht bringen, weil, weiß nicht, wir steigen ja auch aus der Kohle aus. Da kann man auch sagen, ja okay, aber da gehen Arbeitsplätze verloren. So, ja, aber es ist wichtig, dass wir aus der Kohle aussteigen.
Und meine Familie ist ein siebenköpfiger, von der Uroma bis zur Oma bis das. Ich muss ein Wirtschaftsunternehmen führen. Und die Politik versucht eben alles mit diesem Wirtschaftsunternehmen entgegen meiner ethischen Vorstellung, wie ich das vor mir stelle, einen schönen Bauernhof mit freilebenden Tieren, mit Hühnern etc. Aber es ist finanziell nicht umsetzbar für mich.
Mein Kompromissvorschlag Nummer 1 ist, dass,
da bin ich vollkommen bei dir.
Dass der Endkonsument am Ende den Preis genau dafür bezahlen muss, dass diese Art der Haltung funktioniert. Und da würde ich gerne zuhören, wie ihr dazu stehen würdet. Das würde bedeuten, dass die Butter vielleicht das Dreifache kostet, dass sich ein Stück Fleisch zu kaufen auch etwas viel Besondereres wird und ein Luxus.
Ja, aber das machen doch schon die meisten Menschen. Welche Familie, eine alleinerziehende Mutter mit 2 kleinen Kindern, die berufstätig ist, die dann am 15. des Monats noch wie viel Geld sich ein Stück Fleisch oder ein Stück Salat oder ein gesundes Gemüse zu kaufen, wie viel haben die noch? Nichts mehr. Da geht es dann die Hardware.
Du weißt aber schon, dass bei 1%, wo die Arbeitslosigkeit steigt, 1000 Menschen ihr Vermögen verlieren. Ja, aber was willst du machen? Möchtest du jetzt jeden Job, den es irgendwie gibt, egal wie schädlich der zum Beispiel für die Umwelt ist oder für uns Menschen oder wir gar nicht mehr darauf angewiesen sind, einfach behalten, weil du sagst, sonst verlieren Menschen ihr Vermögen. Also man muss halt neue Plätze einfach schaffen, wo diese Leute dann halt arbeiten können. So, du kannst jetzt ja nicht einfach alles jetzt so weiterlaufen lassen, einfach sagen, nö, es ist in Ordnung. So, wie gesagt, mal unabhängig auch von Schlachthöfen, was weiß ich, Kohleindustrie oder ich weiß nicht, was jetzt, Atomkraftwerke wurden auch geschlossen, da haben auch Leute ihre Arbeitsplatz verloren. So, ja, ist halt doof. Aber ich weiß nicht, wie lange die da noch arbeiten, weil so ein Kraftwerk läuft ja auch nachts, das kann nicht einfach so abgeschaltet werden. Aber ihr wisst schon, was ich meine halt. Ja, es gibt halt immer wieder Arbeitsfelder, die halt wegfallen. So, das ist komplett normal, das gab es früher auch schon. So, und das wird es auch in Zukunft geben und das ist ja auch, teilweise ist es halt auch wichtig.
Nudeln und Zuckerketchup und die Cola, weil es billig ist und die Süßigkeiten. Eine vegane Ernährung ist so teuer. Wer kann sich das denn erlauben in Supermärkten? Ja, da brauchst du gar nicht lachen. Guck dir bitte eine vegane Milch an, guck dir normale Milch an. Da sind wir beim 4- bis 5-fachen Trinks. Ich habe einen Preistest gemacht auf meinem YouTube-Kanal.
Boah, nee, aber ich glaube, Mandelmilch und so weiter ist gar nicht so viel teurer als normale Milch.
Die ganzen veganen gegenüber normale und das sind wir überall 30 bis 50% teurer. Und der Mensch kann sich das normalerweise auf Dauer nicht erlauben. Das eine ist Ethik, das andere ist die umsetzbar. Mir kommt es immer so vor, ihr lebt in eurem Tunnel, ihr seht aber nicht, was links und rechts in der Welt passiert.
Okay, du sagst eindeutig, Bio schön und gut, das wäre ein Traum, aber es muss bezahlbar sein.
Es muss bezahlbar sein.
Ja. Nick, Dankeschön für die 50 Bits. Er hat also generell hat er auf jeden Fall schon recht. Ne? Also die Kosten in Deutschland explodieren ja wirklich einfach komplett. Ne? Da muss man tatsächlich einfach zustimmen. Ne? Also die Mieten werden so viel teurer. Es ist wirklich krass. Ne? Auch die Lebensmittel momentan sind schon wirklich teuer. Ne? Also viele Familien können sich halt jetzt schon nichts mehr leisten. Ne? Weiß ich, Deutschland ist so ein reiches Land und trotzdem haben wir so einen großen Niedriglohnsektor, wo Leute irgendwie einen festen Job haben und am Ende des Monats trotzdem kein Geld mehr übrig haben. So, das ist schon wirklich krass. Also ich merke auch beim Einkaufen, obwohl ich jetzt, weiß nicht, gar nicht so viel kaufe irgendwie, also trotzdem ist man immer so bei 60 oder 80 Euro. Ich meine, ich mache halt Wocheneinkäufe dann, aber weiß nicht, früher waren es auch, oder jetzt sind es so 100 Euro, früher waren es halt deutlich weniger. Da hat er an sich natürlich schon recht so, ne? Wenn dann jetzt halt diese ganzen tierischen Produkte 3- bis 4-mal teurer werden, ja, kann sich halt dann einfach keiner leisten, ne? Und wenn die Ersatzprodukte teurer sind als das, was wir jetzt haben, dann müssen die Leute ja noch mehr Geld ausgeben als jetzt schon, ne?
Umsetzbar sein.
Wie stehst du dazu?
Also erst einmal, das mit dem Teuer ist natürlich so nicht korrekt. Wenn wir uns die ärmsten Bevölkerungen weltweit anschauen, was essen die? Gemüse, Kartoffeln, Getreide,
ja, aber
Hafer.
die pflanzen es doch selber an. Die pflanzen es selber an.
Ach so, und wir haben keine Getreide in Deutschland,
ja, nee,
kein
es wird
Obst,
ja immer
kein
enger.
Gemüse. Ach so, naja. Das ist auch im Supermarkt hier zufälligerweise. Was ist hier am billigsten? Hafer, Kartoffeln, Getreide, Dinkel, Linsen, Bohnen. Gemüse, Obst muss man so oder so essen, Nüsse, Samen muss man so oder so essen. Das wird nicht plötzlich teurer, weil man vegan ist. Und die veganen Ersatzprodukte sind teilweise noch ein bisschen teurer und auch nicht das 3- bis 4-fache. Das ist einfach eine Falschaussage. Zum Thema Bio. Ja, also wie gesagt, ich bleibe bei meiner Aussage, es gibt keine richtige Art und Weise, das Falsche zu tun. Selbst das Biohuhn möchte nicht zum Schlachthof. Und allein wenn man sich die Aussage überlegt, ich esse nur glückliche Tiere. klingt das doch noch viel psychopathischer, oder? Also Bio heißt meistens, dass ein Schwein statt 0,5 dann irgendwie 0,9 Quadratmeter Platz hat, dass Hühner vielleicht ein bisschen statt einem A4-Papierplatz 2 Papierplätze, aber im Ofen hat das Bio-Huhn trotzdem mehr Platz als in der Haltung. Ja, das ist doch so absurd. Und nein, ich plädiere nicht für ein besseres Tierwohl. Also Tierwohl und Veganismus sind komplett andere Dinge. Wir würden niemals sagen, ja, dann geben wir den Gefangenen im Arbeitslager halt ein bisschen mehr Platz. So, das macht es nicht besser, dass sie im Arbeitslager sind. Und genauso wenig ist es dann besser für die Bio-Kuh, wenn sie erst nach 2 Wochen ihr Kalb gestohlen bekommt, bevor das dann in den Kopf geschossen wird. Das ist absolut unethisch. Es gibt keine gute Art, das Falsche zu tun.
Ich würde die Zuschauer bitten.
Weiß nicht, ich finde jetzt so bei Gefängnissen und so weiter muss man schon sagen, also wenn die fairer gehalten werden, sage ich einfach mal, und da ihre Strafe machen und da die Menschenrechte und so weiter eingehalten werden, ist das schon deutlich besser, als wenn das nicht der Fall ist, ne? Ja, an sich, ja, safe hat sie natürlich recht, also das Ende des Tieres ist natürlich per se das gleiche, ne? Das Tier stirbt einfach. Ich persönlich finde aber schon irgendwo halt einen Unterschied, ob das Tier vorher wenigstens artgerechter gehalten worden ist, also klar, ob jetzt vielleicht 0,5 oder 0,9 Quadratmeter, das macht jetzt wirklich keinen großen Unterschied, ne? Das ist so ein bisschen Augenwischerei auf jeden Fall, aber wenn wir jetzt wirklich davon ausgehen, dass so ein Tier dann wirklich auch Platz hat, mal irgendwie so ein bisschen zu laufen und die Sonne sieht und so weiter, weiß ich nicht, würde ich persönlich auf jeden Fall deutlich besser finden, als wenn das halt wirklich in so einer Massentierhaltung einfach lebt. So, ne? Und zusätzlich dazu, dass es sowieso schon getötet wird, durchgehend unter Stress ist, ja, einfach da gehalten wird wie sonst was, finde ich schon, dass das irgendwo besser macht.
Dass Sie weitere Fragen in die Kommentare schreiben, weil vielleicht, wir sind durch viele Punkte durchgehopst, aber vielleicht ist es irgendwo zu kurz gekommen. Ich sehe, du hast auch noch ein paar weitere Zettel dabei. Vielleicht müssen die in einem zweiten Teil nochmal zum Vorschein kommen und vielleicht müssen wir im zweiten Teil vor allem noch ein paar weitere Fragen klären. Also fragt gerne unten rein und vielleicht müssen wir uns nochmal zusammensetzen, um das weiter zu besprechen. Ich kann euch sagen, ich habe auf beiden Seiten sehr wichtige Argumente gehört, die auch...
Naja, glückliche
aren't really playing their age, but this is kind of ridiculous. You see this? That's supposed to be their teacher. He's younger than they are. I gotta say though, I love how every line this man says is whispered and sounds very aggressive and threatening.
The next person who talks will fail this course. I kid you not.
Do you know that this is the largest electron microscope on the eastern seaboard?
You were talking throughout that woman's entire presentation.
Tiere sterben natürlich nicht lieber, aber ich habe doch dann lieber ein Tier, was ein Leben hatte, wo es nicht mit 500 anderen auf 1 Quadratmeter gehalten wird, wo die sich gegenseitig angreifen, keinen Platz haben, kaputt machen, was durchgehend unter Stress ist, als wenn ich halt ein Tier habe, was zumindest mal ein vernünftiges Leben vorher hatte und diese Probleme nicht hatte, quasi, einfach so.
Auch ihre Berechtigung haben und ich bin gespannt auf eure Meinung da draußen. Ich danke euch aber, dass ihr euch hierher gesetzt habt. Ganz wichtig.
Der Unterschied ist, dass die Tiere da nicht unnötig länger leiden.
Weder Markus ist Repräsentant der Fleischindustrie, noch Raffaela irgendwie Repräsentantin der Veganer.
Ja gut, das ist jetzt nur noch so das Ende. Ja, ich muss aber an sich auf jeden Fall sagen, das ist ja das erste oder ein Video nach Funk auf jeden Fall. Also ich muss sagen, per se fand ich das Video tatsächlich sehr gut. Also das wurde natürlich vorher aufgenommen, das muss man dazu sagen. Ist jetzt nicht so, dass er jetzt plötzlich was geändert hat. Aber ich fand, hier hat er die Moderation eigentlich ganz gut gemacht. Ne? Ich fand, das war so auf Augenhöhe auf jeden Fall. Und hat auch gute Sachen mit reingebracht. Und ja, hat ja am Anfang auch diesen Disclaimer gemacht, dass es da diese Vorwürfe gegen die Veganerin gibt und so. Ja, wie gesagt, ich finde immer noch, dass es kein...
Look at the screen. Turn your head around.
Grace, it doesn't look like you're joking. Is this your mom?
You saw him.
These might be the craziest people we've ever anything before.
Ashley, put on something nice. Put on a little perfume. Maybe get in the bathtub. And let's go for...
Okay, just curious, no judgment. Are you in some type of romantic? Are you in a romantic relationship with your dad, question mark? Before the Max arc, I would have had a lot of charitability for kind of weird situations like this, but I'm probably pretty dry right now on being charitable for this kind of stuff.
Sir.
Oh, that's such a weird thing. Holy shit.
Why won't you let your father talk to you? Why won't you let your father talk to you? Why won't you let your father talk to you? Why won't you let your father talk to you?
Throw it in their face all the time.
Burn in hell, you daughter and your sons are nice
Jesus
people, and you hate them. Hey, for you no rot in hell for.
Because I'm gonna kick your ass. I'm gonna f you up, Steven.
Just say it, Destiny. You want to say it? Go ahead, say it. I'm abused. I'm not. Yeah, I totally disagree with you. I think, if anything, Hillary is the abusive one, but I don't see any signs of abuse at all.
Okay.
Okay. So.
Yeah, where do you want to start?
We can.
Hello. So, I just graduated from high school last year, and I'm excited to hop into debates about what I think good marriages should look like. Like, what the fuck? So I'm really excited because yesterday my boyfriend finally got his driver's license. You know, like, Jesus! Would you call this abusive? What is this? Ben Thorpe, aka Abel, and Thorpe Autokos. What is this?
You know better than that.
I didn't know Joe was behind you.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't. And
You didn't know? No, that's a lie.
Okay.
That is a damn lie. You didn't know Joey was right there behind you?
Oh, shit. Is she crazy?
Retard. You know better than that.
I didn't know Joe was behind you.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't. And
You didn't know? No, that's a lie.
Okay.
That is a damn lie. You didn't know Joey was right there behind you?
No, I can't see him. Look at the screen.
Turn your head around.
Oh my god!
He's right there. You saw him.
Grace! Why?
It's a big deal, but I'm just saying that's a lie.
It was a joke? Wait, was it a joke? Wait, are you sure?
Retard. You know better than that.
I didn't know Joe was behind you.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't. And
You didn't know? No, that's a lie.
Okay.
That is a damn lie. You didn't know Joey was right there behind you?
No, I can't see him. Look at the screen.
Turn your head around.
Grace, it doesn't
He's
look
right
like you're
there.
joking. Is this your mom?
You saw him. I'm not saying it's a big deal, but I'm just saying that's a lie.
She is not happy, Grace. Jesus. Okay. Oh my god, you're like a little psychopath. Her dad was talking about you being socially retarded because of your chat. Wait, was he streaming at the same time?
I didn't get to complain.
Hold on. Oh, this is 4 days ago.
What are my complaints today? Well, I spent a lot of energy today, threw a lot of money at a little blue-haired devil named Stephen Bennell. That's right, Destiny. The streamer. And I'll tell you what.
These might be the craziest people. I think they are. I think somehow we're still up in the ante. These might be the craziest people we've ever anything before. Maybe.
This guy in his chat really lacks social skills. Usually when I'm on a chat, I get at least banned or friend. These people, they just put emojis in. They barely notice you're there. I tried everything I could to get on panel, but and I had a really good point. Man, did I have a good point. What was my point? Oh, the Steven Crowder point. We should go over the Steven Crowder thing. But Grace, this is going to be more of like a fun night of interaction. Am I right?
Yeah.
Well, Grace, what the hell? You've got a laptop there. I can't really see that, can I?
You can see this better?
Yeah. All right.
You literally stumbled upon the Hills Have Eyes family?
So why don't you throw out this StreamYard link?
I did. I'm looking for a...
And let's see if anyone shows up. And I've had a few shots. And I hope that's okay with everybody. And we're going to talk about Steven Crowder.
Based on the animes displayed on your screen, I recommend trying Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba, or Vinland Saga, as both are highly popular and well-received series.
I believe the video titled The Fastest Raise Player on Valorant would be a good watch.
since you also play as Rays in the game.
Based on what I see, the code you are currently viewing appears to be defining a class called Trail that extends Mesh. Hey, what would you like to do today? Do you want to play a game or explore something new on the computer? The choice is yours.
Hey, I have a lot to do today. Can you help me plan my work trip in Dubai? Any cool places I should visit?
Of course. All of those destinations could be great options based on your preferences. How else can I assist you? Based on the context provided, I see that you are currently working on a Google Sheets document titled Untitled Spreadsheet using the Brave browser. The match is currently ongoing, and it seems that both you and your opponent are putting up a good fight. This player's reaction time is out of this world. They managed to connect their shots even when the enemy appeared out of the corner of their screen. Congratulations! It sounds like you put up a good fight and came out victorious in the end.
Finally, victory. Let's try out another avatar.
Hey there, how was your day today?
It was pretty hectic, to be honest. I had a lot.
So-called abuse. Grace's prospects from landing on his patio, which I think are pretty good at this point. And what else, Gracie? Destiny.
Hang on, I'll be right back.
What's the deal with Destiny? And that's not like a comedy club night thing. Like, what's up with Destiny? What I'm saying is, what is the deal here? He's got a chick with him, good-looking Arab woman named Farha.
Oh God.
Isn't this guy married? I mean, what? He's going on bike rides with her and having picnics.
Well, how do they know so much about my life? What is happening?
Is this like 2023? How you are married? Ashley, do you go for this kind of stuff? Is this make any sense to you? All right, so what's tonight's song? I'm feeling like this is gonna be a slow song kind of night.
Yeah.
Karaoke night. Okay.
Yeah. I agree.
Ashley, put on something nice. Put on a little perfume. Maybe get in the bathtub. And let's go for...
Is it okay? Hold on. I'm sorry. I'm just asking. Okay, because I genuinely don't know. Is it confirmed that she is in an incestuous relationship with this guy? Is that like 100%, or is that like a memo?
Slow songs? Sad songs?
Slow and sad, I would say.
Slow and sad songs. And then complaining.
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
Sometimes on a Friday, it's been a long week, and you just feel like, you know what? Fuck you.
Yeah.
And it's a way of saying, it's a way of affirming life negatively.
Yeah.
What's a good... Good depressing song.
Let me
Dark
see.
song. You got the blues, you got all this. Okay, what about I start with Fake Plastic Trees?
That's a good one, yeah. I'm down for that.
You're down for it? Okay, we're in the same place tonight.
I'm
Last time
so
you were
down for
not
that.
down for it. You were doing your fake I'm a happy girl thing. Just
Yeah.
like your...
Okay, just curious, no judgment. Are you in some type of sexually, no, incestuous, what's like a nice way of saying incestuous relationship? Romantic. Are you in a romantic relationship with your dad, question mark? so confused right now.
Wait, then do the hot emoji after.
No, shut up.
Do it. You're a pussy. Do it right now. You do it, and I owe you one because that'll be fucking hilarious. Come on, do it.
I'm just trying to understand. Okay, she said, "I'm not, bruh."
Mother on her fake happy karaoke night.
Oh, sorry. Just wanted to start from the beginning.
Okay, what are you doing?
Here you go.
Be like.
She already said no. So.
Hey, do you want to explain why? Or I don't know. Like, here's a few links. I'm confused.
Why do these people always find me? Okay, she says, we have a lot of trolls. Is that what's going on here? Andrew from the Crucible setting her up. I feel like I'm getting like a honeypot. Okay, so I wanted to come here and let you know. I watched your stream snipe, Grace. I had no idea you were even doing them. You sound like an obsessed nutcase, but that's on you. Melly Mel. Couple quick things I wanted to address. One, you don't need us to build an audience. In the grand scheme of YouTube, we are a tiny channel. Truth is, blah, blah. Two, your strategy is all kinds of fucks. Just contact Destiny and float with him for like 20 minutes, like every talentless e-skank who came before you. He will then let you on his show and expose you to thousands of people. This in turn will give you access to a large audience quickly. Beating the Crucible, as what seemingly your goal, isn't particularly difficult. We don't orbit creators. There isn't any particular reason you shouldn't, though. Oh, and then I don't know, 3. Damn. My God. Oh, she says, I have beef with Andrew. Damn.
Gibbon says, where are the chicks and the coke?
In the fleet plan.
I'm starting to wonder if we should watch that other video. I feel like this is like a full-on cult family.
You know, when the kids were younger and Grace and John were fighting, at one point, I gave them 2 knives and said, go ahead and kill yourself.
I never peeped. But I did have a thing when I was going to school there because I'll admit I wasn't I'm not the healthiest guy. I had issues. But we were in Cambridge, Mass at a place that would be unprohibitively expensive now, but it was owned by the school. There was a building right across from us, and there was a family in the building, and there was I don't know, older, I'm going to say she was in her 20s, this girl. And they wouldn't put the curtains down. And I would just be waiting for the girl to take her, to undress for the night. And I mean, that's terrible. But I did spend a lot of hours looking over there. You just sit there for hours. You're going like, oh, okay, come on, please.
On the side of caution when she's joking around a 16-year-old girl, I mean, that's just obviously ridiculous. No.
What is being cautious with a 16-year-old?
Yeah, I mean, we're 2 girls. I mean, like, the fact that
if we were talking, they could talk about, like, is penis size important? Let's just say, right?
Ben, shut the fuck up.
Like, you'll say this is provocative. I think a lot of the sexual predator priest stuff is overblown. I think a lot of those kids were gay kids.
I think you're
I think 14-year-old whores who go on a mingle and are hoping to see a penis deserve to encounter
I do think women are largely whores, but I wouldn't speak from my own experience. I've had several homosexual encounters, but I've not had any gay sex. I got somewhat molested by a beautiful girl when I was visiting my friend Joe Shabatoni. I loved it. I mean, she was beautiful. I think of it.
Go off a tangent.
The fondling.
What's with the tangent? Are you trying to say you got molested by a younger woman? Did you just?
No, she was old. She was old. His older sister. She was gorgeous.
Joe Sabatoni.
Yeah. And his mother sort of agreed with him. It was crazy. Totally crazy. Nothing to do with YouTube.
Oh yeah.
He found some. Whatever. This is when his mother was. I mean, this isn't really like YouTube, right? And so. He was convinced of this somehow. I think his mother was telling him. So he went through his sister's phone and she sent me something, a teenage girl will send something. Maybe it was
maybe it was an emoji of a.
I think in a
eggplant
phrase it was, "Hey, can you come up here and bring that big dick with you?" And
Yeah, right.
Plant emojis.
Yeah.
I have no memory. I don't know.
Saying, I think I'm the most sexually normal guy in the world. I was told, I have someone who goes to my chat who's a 16-year-old girl, and I was told like it's really, really a problem. I was like, what would be the problem? I chat with her. I would meet her in person. I would tell a 6-year-old girl that her dress looked pretty.
Ben.
I'm a pedophile in the Greek sense, Mike. Lover of children. I love children, especially girls.
Ben.
I love children, especially little girls.
I think you should be less ambiguous about that.
And I like to, I guess you could call it flirting, flirt with little girls and say like how pretty they look.
I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like that.
Oh, I think that's your problem, guys. A normal man loves to flirt with a little girl and say, "Aren't you a pretty little girl?"
Flirt with little girls, you fucking.
What's wrong with him?
Depends what you mean by flirt, but yeah, like flirt. Yeah, like say like, "Aren't you a pretty little girl?" Oh, my kids were little. I very much loved their little bodies, and I pinched their butts and all that stuff. That was very touchy-feely. I think you're crazy if you're not, but I'm not.
This clip of him and Erudite?
Everybody.
You don't need to be here if you don't want to be a part of this conversation.
What's your problem? Why are you coming on here scolding everybody?
Chill out, Ben. Chill out.
I'll say again, if you don't want to be here, you're welcome to leave. You don't have to be a part of
you're
the
welcome to leave too.
Chill out, Ben.
Alex.
I demand my rights.
Okay.
Yeah, he's trolling.
Thank
Isn't it? Yeah, he's trolling.
The whole point.
Invited Kyla. Just take it easy. Go ahead.
Okay.
I'm just kidding with you, Kyla or Kayla, whatever your name is.
Okay, the whole point that I'm trying to get at is the concern of emphasis. For women, my frustration with women in Yas Queen Girl Group is when we talk about sexual assault, we just want to talk about how dirty, pig-headed, gross men do sexual assault. And that's about the end of the conversation. When a really important part about the conversation are things like, how do we make our cues more explicit so that situations that are messy and like unclear consent leads to somebody, that use them not...
Time, everybody just sits here.
But I think, okay, I would say
I'm on stream just so you know.
Make a quick point, and we'll bounce it around. That's how guys talk.
All right, chill out. I don't think that though we can right away assume.
Am I right, Science Monk?
That he was being predatory. It's entirely possible that he was being a predator, right? I'm not saying that's impossible, but it's also possible that
losing it.
He legitimately did not know any better.
I'm sorry, I'm like going down this rabbit hole now. They're all playing characters?
There is something incestuous going on.
If you're a girl and you're not connected to your dad, you need to go find your dad and suck his dick.
Maybe some of these are like trolling? What is... Okay, we might just watch this whole video. Jesus Christ. Maybe they mean like metaphorically. She should have met me before the Max arc, because before the Max arc, I would have had a lot of charitability for kind of weird situations like this, but I'm probably pretty dry right now on being charitable for this kind of stuff.
I'll refer you to my first supercut on the Thorpes here, and leave a link in the description if this is your first time hearing of them. I want to pick up around where that left off for December 28th, 2022. John Thorpe, Ben's son, appeared on a few of the Thorpe streams prior to this. However, it was actually Ben forcing his son onto these streams at the time, threatening his living situation. At this time, John had just had knee surgery and was on crutches when he decides to confront his father in a call.
Right, okay, so you guys have a problem. Why aren't you working
we don't have
together
a problem.
to solve
They have a problem, and you do too. It's called stupidness, and you all have it.
John, don't you think you could get a wheelchair?
What are you talking about?
A wheelchair is what I'm
Why would I
talking
get a wheelchair? I can walk around with crutches. I just can't do anything, really.
Why not?
Because I can't bring something from one area to another with crutches.
Oh my God.
There's nothing to fucking eat up here anyways. You need somebody to like help you if you're using crutches. You need somebody around you. Nobody like uses crutches by themselves.
Well, John, can you sit in a chair? I mean, you're telling me
you don't even know what you're talking about.
all
You don't do anything. All you do is sleep all day. You just sit in your bed laying down like a loser. I move more than you at this point, even though I have a leg injury. You don't even move, and you're a fully functional
You won't let me
adult.
talk. This is
You don't do anything.
John, your sister Grace is available. She's nimble.
Yeah, I don't.
Walk up the
I'm not
stairs.
gonna ask you guys to do that stuff. Because you're gonna just use it as a power game. Because that's all you guys do. It drives me crazy. All you did from the first second that I got this leg injury was use it as a power game against me, and I hate it.
The point John is making about everything turning into a power game is a great point. Because of Ben seeing Courtney and John, his wife and son respectively, as the enemy, every conversation or interaction that I've ever seen them have has been some type of power game, whether it's to gain something or to manipulate them or to embarrass them. There's always a power game going on.
That's why all a power trip for you guys. Look, I'll dangle this in front of your face the entire time. Look, I'll dangle food in front of you. Look, I'm dangling this stuff in front of you.
Anything in front of you?
I'm not doing that game. I'd rather starve than play into your little power game where I have to say sorry all the time, or you're gonna like not feed me.
John, you said
John, what the
you don't
fuck
give me any
is
food when you come up here? You gave me brownies that were left over last
is
time,
wrong with
and
you?
I
What
don't
the
get
fuck
any
is
food.
wrong
What are
with
you
you?
talking
Why are you
about?
such an asshole all the time?
How am I an asshole all the time? You don't even talk to me. All you do is cry. All you do is cry and make weird comments at me on the YouTube channel about how I talk or whatever. That's what you're doing. Isn't it funny that your knee injury? Where'd you get that from? It's like the most cringy comments ever, and nobody laughs. Nobody laughs. Have you ever noticed that nobody thinks you're that funny? You're not really a funny guy. You're like annoying.
Okay, John, what
I don't know what
the
this
fuck
whole like.
is
Oh,
wrong
let's
with
fix
you?
you now, buddy. Like I don't need your help in any way. You don't help me. You never helped me. You always just have been sitting on the sidelines like a retard, waiting for other people to like complain.
John, what I'm saying
I
is
wasn't
Grace.
complaining before I got the leg injury. I was getting myself food. I was feeding your children. You treat your daughter like your mommy. Is that nice, baby? Baby boy.
You want
I
a
don't like the
sandwich?
way you talk to me. Stop talking to me like that. I
John,
hate
you would like to get.
I hate you.
Nobody likes your dynamic together. You suck. You're like just depressing to watch.
Grace, John's sister, is 10 feet beneath him and can get him a sandwich.
No, you can't. You use that as a game. I'm not playing that game. Where else am I getting food? Nobody's getting fed up here. Like, why don't you just not come up here then? Like, I don't even know why you're coming up here. That's not the deal, that you get to come up here at 4 a.m., 5 a.m., 6 a.m., 3
I never
p.m.,
go up
and you
there,
don't give
John.
anybody food except yourself, and you're selfish. That's what's going on. You get to come up here and ruin everybody's time whenever you come up here.
Shut
you come
up.
up here 7 times a day, and then at midnight, and then at 3 a.m., and then at 6 a.m., and then at 8 a.m., and then at 12 p.m., and like every second of the day you're gonna eat. What is wrong with you and not offer anybody food? Ridiculous.
John, I never go up there. Is that correct?
Yeah, I know, because you're a weirdo. You don't even talk to your children.
John, you told me that if I enter those premises, you have.
No, I never said that to you.
By calling the police on me.
If you're gonna threaten to kick me out unfairly, just because you felt like it, because you think that you have this upper hand, you're getting a good deal up here. If anything, I'm paying half your rent, and you're not doing anything for it except having 2 of your children live up here, tormenting me. That's not a very good deal for me.
Where are the other
And
children?
I don't know why I have to be so incredibly grateful for it. It's like very like I have no independence. I'm like living at home still. That's why it's like, what is so great about like living here?
Do you
it's
not
basically
think,
just living at home, but without the support of your like mother if you get injured?
Correct.
No, I'm a victim of your situation that you forced me to be in. Yeah.
You're a victim of Grace. You're a victim of your 2 brothers who are.
Yeah, but it all
You're a
comes
victim
down
of
to
your
you.
mother.
It all comes down to you.
Who
because
aren't you a victim of?
Guy ever? You suck. I think
I'm
you
a
have
great
failed
guy. Yeah, you're
so
right.
many
I'm
times.
a great guy.
Fail. You act like you're not. It's not even just that, because I don't have a problem with people who fail. I really actually respect the like Abyssinia thing. I know you think I hate you for that, but I respect that you did that. I respect a lot of things that you've done, but you're just the relationship that you have with me throughout that whole thing. Thank you, man. I love you. Such a great dad.
Yeah, I am a great dad.
Everybody should be grateful to you because you're the god of everybody. Everybody should be grateful to you. Everybody should say sorry to you too, including random internet people like the Ortho Bro. He should say sorry to you, and that he's so sorry. Oh,
Yeah,
I'm so sorry for what I've done to you. What did he do to you? You have to. That's why you don't have any friends, because you think everybody owes you something.
Leon says you should take a.
John,
Not everybody owes you something, Benny boy. Maybe you owe some people some things and you don't give them anything.
No, you're a.
Hey, buddy, be super respectful to me. I'm your
What is there
father.
here that I'm supposed to respect? You're an
You
insolent
don't have to respect
fucking
me.
asshole.
Obviously, you don't respect me at all. I don't have to give you that
What
much
is
respect.
there
Why do I
worthy of
respect you
respect
as my
here?
father if you don't give me any respect as even a person?
What is there that you're doing that is worthy of respect?
That's why, and you're a loser. And
Oh, that's such a weird thing. Holy shit. Did anybody? It's like that's the Steven Crowder line, right? Are you even worthy of being a wife?
I'm not. How about that? That's a loser thing to do. Just sit in bed all day,
Call back.
having your daughter bring you
Or
food.
call forward,
and then
prediction, I guess?
crying on internet streams about how much you hate her. Okay, guys, we get it. You're the traditional man. You've won in life. No, you suck.
I'm winning.
Your whole, like,
I'm winning.
program.
I'm winning even more. And you
What?
should join my team because what you're doing.
You're not a winner, Ben. Benny boy, you're not a winner. You're a loser.
You shouldn't refer
You've
to me
lost
that way.
in life. You've lost.
You
I don't
should
wanna be
not
on a
refer to me
loser
that
team.
way.
I don't want to be on a loser team.
Well, I'm not the one who sounds gay.
I
I'm
don't
not the one
sound
who
gay
acts
either.
gay.
I'm
I'm not the one who has a
and
victim
I don't really
mentality.
like. Okay,
You're a grown
okay,
man.
Thank you.
Stop crying like a little
Okay,
baby.
I'll stop crying because I'm crazy. I'm just insane.
Your
I'm a
sister
crazy
would be happy
person,
to help you.
and you're the reasonable one.
How are you going to
say
succeed in
sorry
life?
and grovel at your feet and kiss your toes, and then we'll talk. And then even then, you'll just use it like what Gracie does. You just rip her to shreds every day, no matter what she does. And
She does not claim to be a
She
victim
should
of
just
me.
fucking leave. She should leave. It's ridiculous what goes on between you two. You're just disgusting people.
Okay, so what part of this is am I supposed to respect, John?
I didn't say you have to respect any part of this. I'm just telling
cried
you
because
what
I don't
think of the
respect you.
situation
I
that you
don't
put me in.
respect
I'm just
anything
saying
you're doing now.
What I think, I don't care really. I honestly don't really care. I just don't really
What
like.
is there
I'm just
here
telling
that
you
I'm
what I think
supposed
of
to
the
respect?
situation that you put me in. It sucks.
You're a
Ben.
victim of me.
I'm not a victim of you. You've just put me in an awful situation.
John, I don't ask anything of you.
Yeah,
I don't
exactly.
demand
You don't
any-
ask anything of me. You just make me pay $550 a month to live with my 2 brothers who hate me because you programmed them to hate me. That's fun. I love doing that. As if this is like, now this is like the family place. This is where the whole family hangs out, right?
Okay.
That's good. Good. I love it. I love
You
this
should be
situation.
grateful to me for getting
Yes,
you out
Ben,
of your.
thank you
No.
so much for
no.
giving me an apartment that you took away from me immediately when you gave it to me. Thank you.
John, what I don't understand is you are perfectly free to leave from
Yes,
all the horrible
I'm not, Ben. You can't get an apartment when you're 18 just like that. And I have a 2-year lease, or somebody has a 2-year lease. You lied about the papers because you're crazy, as if that's helpful. Maybe you should just tell me what you wrote on those lease papers instead of lying to me and then making me pay half the rent every month. You withhold my renting information. I have no idea what situation I'm in. And then whenever you feel like it, you can blow up my phone and ask me to come down there whenever you feel like it, and like threaten my living situation that I hate, threaten everything, ruin my life.
John,
whenever you feel like it.
John, you have
You're
5.
crazy.
John, you have
Apparently.
5. You now have 5 cats up there.
Then you know why I have 5 cats? Because you invited every piece of your family to come over, and my cat escaped because everybody leaves the fucking door open. I didn't get my cat pregnant. You did. Through the rest of your goddamn family.
All of this stuff you're doing right now, you're gonna have to do a 180 on. It totally fucking sucks.
Okay, thank you. You're God. You're God.
It comes
And
from
then
the
now
bowels
you're gonna
of
threaten-
I don't think she's having an incestuous relationship with her father. She said she hadn't had a long-term relationship, remember? If I had to guess, based on, and this is very, very, very early and very preemptive, I had to guess based on what I've seen so far, my guess is that her dad is probably really abusive. But she's like, her way of kind of like coping or dealing with that is he's basically become her kind of like idol thing, or she's looking up to a lot of what he's saying, and then in turn the positive feedback loop is like maybe he abuses her a bit less or whatever, and then she just becomes like basically a little mini clone of him. That's like very like preemptive, but maybe not, I'm not sure, I can't tell. These are like very brief interactions I'm saying, so I could be off on a lot there, but that's kind of what it seems like right now. Is that she's going to be like a little mini machine that's copying a lot of his opinions, because of the way that he's kind of like treated them growing up. But also I have no idea. This is very, very, very preemptive, but we'll see.
My living situation.
This is how the devil talks.
Now you're gonna threaten my living situation once again. Thank you, Ben. You hate all of the members of your family because you think everybody's against you in life. You think you're the mega victim.
Off.
Everybody hates you.
I'm done.
Everybody hates you. Look, all of your sons hate you. Oh, poor me. My sons hate me. That's why they love me. Oh, they hate me so much. So does my wife. Oh, so does my other daughter. Oh, everybody's against me. I'm a little bitch boy. He's gonna cry about it on the internet all day. Oh, poor me. Baby, you're like a baby. That's what a baby does. He cries about how his wife
out of it. It's just unbelievable.
Have wrong.
Do you think most people respond her way in her situation, or is this some special thing in her brain making her submit? No, it's just this normal like parent-child thing, right? People respond to abusive parents in different ways. But like she probably doesn't even see it as abuse, right? It also makes more sense. I had to be really careful. I'm like psychoanalyzing, or I'm like mind reading a lot here. But like a lot of the way that she's analyzing the Crowder stuff makes sense for that not being abusive, because she probably sees a lot of her father's behaviors in the way that Crowder interacts. Actually, her father probably does a lot worse. But if she were to acknowledge that Crowder is abusive in some ways, she'd have to acknowledge her father is abusive in some ways. Who did I talk to the other day about this on my stream, on my chat? Was it the Indian guy, Scribble? About how I actually think there's like a weird double I haven't thought about this too much, so by the way, I might 180 this completely. There's just a feeling I have that I haven't spent a lot of time putting into words, but I feel like people have a weird thing where their parents are their gods, and even if we verbalize the opposite, we truly don't feel that way. A really, really good example, have we watched this on stream before? I feel like this is a really good example of this. So this guy is like coming into town. This is Will's dad. He comes into town to hang out with Will, and Will's really excited because he hasn't seen his dad very much. And now his dad's finally ready to take Will and go travel around the world with him, basically.
Lou, if you walk out of Will's life now, don't you ever come back.
Some business came up I gotta handle. So we're gonna have to put our trip on hold.
Hey, why should I be mad?
I'm saying, at least he said goodbye this time. How come you don't want me, man?
Rip. I feel like a lot of but I know that we had that discussion where somebody said that I think we had a disagreement over how people's trauma with their parents manifests. But I truly do feel like a lot of people, because I've talked to people, like good, successful people, well into their 30s even, that are doing good in life, and they still carry with them like some kind of like attachment issue with parents. It's very, 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 very hard to see your parents as being flawed, even if you hate them, even if you say you hate them, even if you even if you like, oh, I'm blah blah blah, like it seems like people, like outwardly it might manifest that way, but like internally they still have a really huge problem getting over it. But I might be reaching, but now it makes sense why she was so insistent on having you can see that the Crowder stuff wasn't abusive before anything come up. Yeah, sure, because you can't. It's very hard to accept fault in your parents. It's very, very, very difficult to do it.
Him his whole life. That's what he does. Little baby Ben cries how his sons and his wife wronged him for the rest of his life because he's a quote-unquote traditional guy who's got himself together. Yeah, right, Ben.
Yes, I'm a great
You're
guy.
a traditional guy. That's why you
I'm a great guy.
That's why all of your children, you don't talk to any of them.
Right,
you
because
hate
you
them
punish.
because they're against you,
You
right?
won't let me talk.
Oh,
Why won't you
they're
let your
against
father
you,
talk
Ben.
to you?
All
Why
of your
won't you
children
let
are
your
against
father
you,
talk
right?
to you?
That's why
Why
all
won't you
you're
let
doing
your
is
father
is
talk
show
to you?
How they're
Why
good
won't you
people.
let your
And
father
just
talk to
throw
you?
it in their face all the time. Nice
Burn in hell,
people.
you
daughter and your sons are
Jesus
nice people,
Christ.
and you hate them.
May
for
you
no
rot in hell for.
What a baby. Yeah, Ben rage quitted, and so did his daughter in spirit.
John, don't you think this is exactly what Mom wants? Is you screaming
Yes,
at Dad?
because everything has to do with your dynamics between your parents. That's what your entire life should be centered around, Gracie. I'm not like you, Gracie. I don't center my entire life around the.
Something else. Oh, we should spend. Oh, I bet this family is really interesting for abuse dynamics. Another really effective way. My grandma did a lot of this with me and my sister, and in retrospect, I can see a lot of manipulation tactics that she used. But at the time, I was just like, I think I spent until from like 8 years old to like 12 years old with her. Like almost every weekend I'd go over. So it was. I didn't see it as a kid because I'm a dumb. Because I'm a kid. I have an excuse to be a dumb fuck. One really effective manipulation tactic when it comes from children is to have a child. When you have your child, you externalize every bad thought that they have on the enemy parent. So if you're a dad or a mom and you're trying to take advantage of your child, anytime you run into issues or anytime they're having doubts or a problem, you always externalize that problem to the other parent. What she just said right there, like, don't you think this is what mom wants? Like anytime you have an issue, it's because mom is saying this. Mom is trying to make you feel this way. It's because mom is turning you against me. It's because mom is the one that said this thing. That's why you feel this way, right? And it's a very easy way to kind of like mind somebody into thinking like, yeah, if I have an issue, it is with the other parent. You're right, and I trust you. I think you're guiding me well. You're telling me, like, as an authority figure, super easy to turn somebody against somebody else that way, if that's what's going on. Also, this is a little bit premature to be fair, because I haven't seen much, but this is like what it's pointing that direction of.
Dynamics of my older parents. 20 years old, and all you do is cry about how your mommy doesn't feed you enough or something. 20 years old, you can't do anything with your life.
You literally just said
why don't you go find a man who will like beat you? Because I think that's the only way that you will be happy in life is if you have a guy who tells you to shut the up and stop crying about your mommy all the time, because that's not what everybody's
God,
like.
you literally
that's what
screamed
that's
at
what
your
people who
dad
have
for
no
not
like
feeding
free
you
thinking
enough.
do. They just attribute everything to other people in their
Are you
life.
ever gonna stop?
Everything is your fault. Everything is your fault. Everything is your fault.
Are you ever gonna
mommy?
shut up?
Everything is your
do
fault.
not
I
do
can never
this.
change. Oh,
Don't do this.
okay. You got me. I won't do this anymore. You won. You're the alpha. You won. Nobody can hear you. You muted yourself. Don't you think Ben has like a gay way of sitting and looking? It's just gay. I don't know how to say it. Like, you're not like the like manly looking guy here. You're like looking at your screen like a little princess.
Jesus.
Snooty. All snooty. Got your nose turned up because you're better than this. With your gay little hat on that I bought you as a Father's Day gift because I hate you so much. looking at your screen, looking at me, hating me.
You do die of starvation. I hope you die of starvation, and I hope you are thrown out of that apartment.
Oh my
I do.
God.
Nice.
Yep.
Good, thank you. What did I
I'll
do
go
in
to the
this
landlord
apartment?
right now.
What did I do in
and
this
tell him
apartment?
what you've done.
Did I
in
jerk
that
off or
apartment.
something? I don't know what I did. What did I do? That
You
was
have 5
idiot.
cats in that apartment.
I can tell my landlord that, and I'll tell my landlord that you're living downstairs like a weirdo, smoking his apartment away. That's not even an apartment; it's a commercial space, buddy.
You live down here. I'll be living up there.
Yeah, you do, buddy. Yeah, well, you live down here right now, and you're smoking away.
You want to go? You want to go?
No, I don't want to go.
John, you have been unbelievably irresponsible up there, John.
How? What have I done? I don't know
I'm
why
gonna come up there and beat the shit out of you. I'm gonna beat the shit out of you.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna beat your knee. So you'll need another surgery.
Cool guy. Cool guy. You're a cool guy.
I will.
Man.
I
Yes,
will. I
You're
think
the alpha.
twice.
You're the alpha. You know what?
Your
if
mouth.
I died that way, then so be it. I hope you rot in hell for saying that. Because I don't know what you're saying, but that's not a nice thing to say. I never said I was gonna physically assault you and beat your broken knee.
Yes, you should never do that to your father. But
you should never do that to your son, buddy. You're not like a
Yes, you
traditional
can.
man who's like a
And
cool
you
guy
fucking
because he
need
told
it.
his son
And
he's
we'll
gonna
do it on
beat his
Discord.
ass.
Yeah,
You're
they
not
can
a
listen
cool
to you
guy, buddy.
cry,
You're a
and as
loser.
I beat
You're a
your
loser.
head.
Failed lights the cigarettes like a no offense, but you do. Your whole like smoking thing is gay
now
too.
it's no offense. No offense. Oh, thank you so
That's
much.
the
for
joke.
not being offensive.
Because you're a cringy boomer. But gay. I don't know. You're the way you like just picked at your lip is gay.
Boot this
Yeah, boot me. This is.
Yeah,
I really care. I really care. Thank you, Ben, for letting me talk shit about you.
You get lost.
Oh, thank you.
Unless you can behave. You want to behave?
No. I don't know what behaving means. Act like Grace?
Boot yourself.
Should I
then.
act like Grace? Should I act like Grace? Would that be behaving?
Yes.
Be your little slave, weirdo slave girl? Because that's what she is. She's your
weirdo.
weirdo little slave.
So you're
girl.
here to talk to your dad, right? But you won't let him talk. Can you let me talk now? Okay, enough speeches.
This is a Discord call.
30
You don't have
minutes.
anything else to do in your day. This does
I
not
don't
have
want to listen
wrap
to
up
your
soon.
insolence. I do not.
What
that's
do you
not
have to do all day? What are you gonna do after this? Cry in your bed?
I do not want. I don't have to listen to your horse shit.
Okay. Yeah, you don't. You can
You're
boot me
18
whenever
years
you
old.
want. You have.
I never have to
boot
talk to
right
you again.
now.
I never have to talk to you again. You can go.
I would love that. You don't talk to me anyways.
Go,
and the
go
only
ahead,
time you
go.
do talk to me is
Go.
when you quote
Flip
unquote
off.
ask for
Goodbye.
help.
Go ahead.
12
Go
a.m.
ahead. Do it. Follow through. Go
Okay.
ahead. Flip
Oh.
off. Fuck you. Never come back. Go
Okay.
move away. You.
Okay. You
Try
got
to
me,
someone
buddy.
else. You.
You got me, buddy. You
Go ahead.
won.
Blip off, big guy.
I never said I'm gonna blip off myself. You were the one
You
who said
said
you
I
were
never
never
want
gonna talk to me again. I never
Go
said
ahead
I was
and
gonna
follow
talk
through.
to you again. See, this is what you.
Jesus Christ.
You're just such a hypocrite. You're the one who said you were gonna never talk to me again. I never said that about you.
Yes, you did.
No, I just said that if
I
that
said
is the
I
way it
never
was-
have to talk to you again, and you said, "Oh, I'd love that." So go love it.
Well, why
Flip
don't you
off,
go love it?
Get
You were the one
lost,
who
call a
threatened it in the
taxi,
first
and
place.
never talk to me again.
You were the one who threatened it.
Goodbye.
Okay, buddy. You were the one who threatened it in
Goodbye.
the first place, Alpha Wolf.
Goodbye. Go cry to someone else. I don't want to hear it.
Why would an alpha guy dress like you and smoke like you?
Oh
It's
my
just gay.
God.
You're not an alpha. You're a wannabe
I
tough
don't
guy.
want to hear it. So
You know,
get lost.
Okay, I'll give you my
Let's just-
psychoanalysis of you. You're a wannabe.
If you hopped
tough
on this
guy
might seem crazy, but this
who was
family's.
a bit of
sorry.
a beta
You're talking
earlier in
something else.
his life, and he figured out that was a loser
analysis of me or anything else.
Now he's trying
Go
to be
away
a
and
cool,
never come
tough
back.
guy, and I think you should just give up the act and act like a nice guy, which you are, instead of a.
Oh, and I bet she picked up the smoking from her father too. True.
Cute. It was